Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Cherokee High School Junior ROTC presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Mike Wright from the Van Sant Church of Christ offers tonight's invocation.
Dear God, it is so good when we see our first responders,
dear God,
and our healthcare workers, and our law enforcement, and our volunteers, and our military.
I'm not ready yet.
Come
It's my
together
mouth.
in
I turned my
unity.
mouth. I'm sitting here going, "Why's my mouth not working?" And I had it turned off. Now it's working.
Thank you for the volunteers and all of these special people.
Let's take a chance and go to the YouTube app and see if my stream's already there. It was last night when I streamed the Washington and New York Giants game.
God, that you have brought together a great host and a great sponsor again this evening and for 5 more years. And this evening, God, we ask that you provide
And it's not
for us a
there.
safe and an entertaining race. In Jesus'
Thanks,
name,
YouTube app.
Amen.
Always coming through.
Here to perform our national anthem, and we ask that the world's greatest fans please join along in singing with Food City graphic designer.
I don't want to
Christina
fucking
Gerber.
sing. Don't ask me to do this shit when I get there tomorrow. I don't want to sing. I want my binky back. What the fuck was that? Who's broad dick? Dale's disrespecting the country. There's my stream. Talk away, ladies and gentlemen. I can see comments now. I will be at Bristol tomorrow night. I don't know what shirt I'm going to wear. I have no idea what shirt I'm going to wear. I got racing shirts laying around. Today's bet really sucks. Hey, Lori. If Austin Cindric wins, I get $5.50. Ooh. That won't even cover parking tomorrow. I'm assuming they charge for parking. Not every racetrack can be cool like Darlington and have free parking. Oh, my stream froze. Really? I fast forward and then you just put me right the fuck back where I was? Anyway.
So much on the line tonight.
Can Ass Clown Noah Gregson get lucky and win 3 weeks in a row on pure fucking luck alone? I doubt it, but we'll see. It's okay, tonight he can do the other thing he's good at, the lessons he learned from his dad, run into other people that are minding their own business. Bristol, bitch. As always, the double-edged sword of a race weekend in which I'm going to one of the races. I hate that I won't be able to stream with you guys tomorrow. Because Bristol is one of the best races and one of the most fun to stream. But I might not ever stream a Bristol race ever again, guys. Because I might be going to like Bristol every year now, at least once. Thinking about hitting the dirt race in the spring. Because I got a feeling I'm really going to love going to Bristol tomorrow. So Bristol might be a race I never get to stream again, much like the 600 at Charlotte or something like that. Or the Roval at Charlotte, which I can't go to this year, but you're watching UCF in Louisville. Got a conundrum for my NFL action Sunday. I don't know. Okay, so I've got 2 TVs. I can have 2 games on. But what game am I going to focus the stream on at 1 o'clock? I want to watch Raiders-Steelers, but that Saints-Panthers game is interesting to me because of how the Saints played last week. And it's the 2 teams I despise the most. So I'll have the most smart-ass comments to say. We'll see. And then the 4:30 game, I'll have 2 games on. Our primary focus will be the Cowboys and the Chargers, but I will have Falcons and Bucks on the other TV. It's the beauty of having 2 TVs. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Put 30 on Gibbs. I would have taken the Gibbs bet if his odds were better, but I'll take the 550 for Cindric. 550. I'll be the only damn bet I'll win this year. Oh, God, I'm tired again. I woke up too damn early. I thought I had work today. My dad called it off this morning. Thank God. Because I was up till like 1 in the morning anyway, but I woke up at 8. My dad called off work. And I was like, works for me, man. Had an amazing calzone earlier. I'm like, Dale, we should order wings. But no, wait till tomorrow, because on the way to Bristol, I'm going to stop somewhere and get something really nice to eat. Make a whole day out of it. We're going to go eat somewhere really fucking nice tomorrow. And then I'm going to try to not spend money on die-cast cards unless I see one that I really, really want for a reasonable price. I haven't added to my collection in a while. I want to. It's finally clicked in my brain that it's just not a responsible investment to buy die-cast cards. But going to the racetrack, it's really hard to say no, so I'm sure that I'll see or find something. Well, I really do need to add to the collection to justify having the collection. You know, it's one of those things. That's why when I first bought when I got the cars I got at Darlington back in May, I was like, I need more. And I bought a bunch. I'm like, okay, I got a good little set here. But now it's like, to justify having the collection, I need to get even more. But I need to be responsible. I've been in that diecast group for months on Facebook and haven't seen a car that I've even thought about buying. I'm just like, okay, I'm good. I got it under control. It's not a hyper fixation like it was for a month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was. I've worked and made a lot of money. Very happy. Well, I'll be happy in 42 days when I'm floating away from this miserable country on a boat with my favorite band. I won't be happy when I'm not able to watch Martinsville that weekend, though, but just got to go live my life. I was trying to scope out the landscape around Bristol just now in that aerial shot to see what it's like when we get in there tomorrow. Hopefully we get out of there reasonably fast. Reasonably. Well, the ending of that truck race was wild last night. If you go back and watch my football stream, I called the ending of the race while I was watching the Giants in Washington.
They're not enough. A win tonight at this racetrack that's had their number in the past is the shot in the arm the 7 team needs to get their championship dreams back on track, Marty.
Dylan, other than Noah Gragson, you could argue that nobody has more momentum in the NASCAR Xfinity Series than Harrison Burton with 7 straight top 10 finishes. Here last year at Bristol, finished 4th in both races, and Harrison told me if we're going to win here at Bristol, we need to take a step with speed, learning how to work lap cars. That's going to be a big key.
Should have taken a step and won that fucking race last week, Harrison. Xfinity, easy for him to say. Last race of the regular season for the Xfinity cars.
Waiting to hear. Please welcome the Food City Distribution Center warehouse managers. Drivers, start your engines! All right, you can fire it up when ready.
You may fire when ready.
Such a sweet sound and so loud inside Bristol Motor Speedway. That sound echoing off the grandstands here.
Xfinity's only race at Bristol this year. They didn't race on dirt. It's funny, I'm a kiss. Well, most of the music I like is from just before my time. Still active, but started just before my time. Contemporary music's never really clicked with me. It's like something about the longevity, the influence, the staying power of the bands that I like is what makes me like them the most. And Michael, you'd be surprised. On the Kiss Cruise, Michael, it's mostly people in my age group. Like, the Kiss Cruise is mostly people in their 20s and 30s. Very few oldies. There's, like, the oldest people there is probably the band. So, yeah. It's pretty amazing to see how it's, like, almost entirely young people. And some boomers, but Probably not a lot of them this year because you got to be vaccinated to go. I guess we'll learn just how much they give a fuck about their favorite band, won't we? 42 days, I think. 42 days. And I'm fucking out of here. Even less than that until I got a couple of concerts coming up. Ace Frehley and Alice Cooper on October 7th, and then Kiss on October 10th. The same day as the fucking Roval at Charlotte, so I can't go to the Roval. And I'm sad about that. I'm going to be tormented that day. I'll be watching the race, not able to stream it. I'll be watching on my phone on the way to Atlanta. Which kind of blows, but oh well. We'll call it a me day. I'll just sit in the car and watch the race for myself, and you guys won't hear all of my hilarious and witty observations. I'll keep those to myself. Not Cameron. Cameron will be driving, so I can sit next to him and spew my shit at him. Pray for him, because he's going to have to hear me talk about the race. Won't have two screens, one to watch football and one to watch the race on, so I'll just watch the race.
By Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. Visit GoCredit1.com.
Oh, the mountains. I don't look forward to going through the mountains. I hate that shit. It stresses me out.
300 laps of action at Bristol Motor Speedway. The lights are
Bullshit,
on.
Xfinity only races here once now. Just like to point that out.
There are certain racetracks in life that just hit you differently.
There's no other crazy racetrack that makes the drivers blood boil like this place.
Winning at Bristol is special.
What the heck, a race we won at Bristol?
Bristol, baby. Hell yeah.
I wanted to win here so bad.
Who will win here at the
Cars are rolling.
Take a look at the starting grid. Front row is Noah
Gregson, Allgaier, Gibbs, and Hemrick on the front two rows.
Dylan mentioned Allgaier has
Riley Herbst is now guaranteed to make the playoffs. Michael Annette's out of this race. Josh Berry's driving the one car. To think that's all it took for Herbst to make the playoffs as a driver to forfeit like 7 or 8 races. What's the deal with Michael Annette's injury? I'm surprised we haven't had more of an elaboration on that. Because he's been in the car, he's been out of the car, then he was out for a month, then he raced again, now he's out of the car again. What's the deal with Michael Annette?
All right, buddy, I think there's a long list of things that make this racetrack really difficult. Tell me why this track's so hard.
Like that paint scheme on Allmendinger's car.
Because it's such a rhythm racetrack, you have to just where you live. It's so easy to drive in too deep here, especially trying to run the bottom. Obviously, the other big problem, part of it is you're always around somebody, whether you're racing somebody, lapping somebody, getting laps. Like it is in for just a battle for 300 laps. All right, we gotta know how you gonna beat that 22 tonight. Regular season point title on the line.
That's the only thing on the line. The playoffs are sewn up unless by some miracle Ryan Sieg wins. I'd like to point out that Jeremy Clements is ahead of Brandon Jones and Riley Herbst in the points. Just pointing that out.
If we do that, we'll have a shot. That's all we can ask for. All right, buddy. Thank you for letting us ride along. Good luck tonight. Thank you, guys.
All right, Dave, what else are we going to have to look out for tonight?
Guys, if you look at the 10 car for Jeff Burton tonight, you'll know why Nutrient Ag Solutions has wanted to ride with him all year and with this company for a couple of seasons. They've had speed, and for the last 3 weeks, top 10s. Jeff Burton carries those, and hopefully Bristol momentum into the playoffs, Dylan.
Dave Riley Herbst is carrying the Ford Performance on board tonight. A good stretch of top 10s over the last month has them on the playoff bubble, but the fact remains they're still not safe. If somebody outside the top 12 wins, they're out. So they certainly need to keep this string of solid runs going, if for nothing else, just to make sure that somebody outside the
Interesting that NASCAR made the Clash at the Coliseum in February an invitational. Anybody can show up for it. I wonder if there will be any big teams that just say, nah, bitch, I'm good. I'm not going to the Coliseum and tearing my new cars up. Although I kind of see it as a valuable test session for a short track or something. I don't know. We'll worry about that in February. That's a long ways away. Hey, Rut.
The Cup race was here. It was all dirt after the World of Outlaws race in April
before they started pulling it up.
It is amazing how they transform this place to a dirt track and then back to a normal track.
Back to the Bristol that everybody knows and loves. But that dirt is just off of turn 4 on property. I can't wait to see it back here. But tonight, it is all about under the lights.
They got two big-ass piles of dirt.
Yeah, racing on the concrete here at Bristol Motor Speedway. All right, Steve, talk us through the race breakdown. All right, so
Found it interesting that earlier this year when they covered it in dirt, they actually used some of the exact dirt from like 2001 or 2002, whatever it was.
300 laps, little over 150 miles, 85 laps, both stage 1 and stage 2.
You got Allgaier winning. I just took Cindric to try to get a cheap 550 out of it.
So you can make every stage on fuel, and you expect the competition yellow because of no practice around lap 40.
all right, so Jeff Burton, joined by Dale Earnhardt Jr. up here in the booth. Jeff, you talked earlier about now being a groove.
Passing right by where I will be sitting, just off the exit of turn 2 at pit entry tomorrow night.
It'll be interesting to see how this racetrack changes. The bottom has been the way to go for the last 2 weeks, last 2 races, because you can see how dark it is. That's that traction compound applied to the bottom.
What I saw, the truck race was fantastic. I really paid attention to like the last 20 or 30 laps. I was watching football during that.
You, Jeff, kind of anticipating the groove to maybe move up the racetrack. That bottom's got some grip. It's going to have it for a while, but maybe that fades later in the race, and the guys that can move around and find speed right up against the wall or up higher might be the ones moving forward later in this race.
Jeff, we're seeing guys come down pit road now, but very unique about Bristol, 2 sides to the pit road here.
You got 2 pit roads at Bristol Motor Speedway. You got to know the rules. So there's a green flag stop and a yellow flag stop. So under green flag pit stops, if you're pitted on the back straightaway, you enter on the back straightaway. If you're pitted on the front straightaway, you enter on the front. Under cautions, it's completely different. Everybody enters off of turn 2. Use the whole racetrack.
Truck race looked messy. Why wasn't there a caution for Sheldon Creed's spin out with like 2 to go to give me a shot at winning $10 for Grant Enfinger? Fuck you, NASCAR. I wasn't paying complete attention, but I did pay attention to that.
The amount of time that it takes you to get to each line, that's how you do pit road speed. There's 4 great pit stalls here, Junior. You can see them, the 2 entering on each straight.
Is that a Spider-Man logo I see on the racetrack? I'm not crazy, am I? That aerial view. You'll be at Bristol tomorrow too, Robert. So will I. Where are you sitting tomorrow? Like I said, I'm off the exit of turn 2 near pit entry.
I can't work on it this time.
Okay, so we know there's so much on the line, obviously for the regular season championship, but every position at the end of stages are important tonight too. Intensity ramping up even more here at this track? Can it?
Well, can it's the question. We've seen some huge moments here. I really think when you look at this race, intensity's right away. You can't really ride around here. You have to go. I just don't think you can play defense. It's too small. There's too much traffic. I think the best defense is a great offense. Racing at night brings the aggression, brings the
1 to go. We going
racer
green next time.
all these guys. And,
Noah's going to go to the outside. Allgaier goes to the bottom. Junior Motorsports front row. Gibbs second row.
And because of that, you have to collect yourself. When the guy runs into you, when he door slams you, you have to collect yourself. It's a long race. 300 laps here. It's a long time. You have to stay in the moment.
We mentioned it during the starting grid that the 1 will go to the back because of that driver change. Josh Marion behind the wheel. You mentioned the intensity now.
Your turn 4 up high. I'm like off of turn 2, midway up.
Quarter mile behind him. Right? I mean, the place is so small. He's going to have to find a way in this first 40 laps to pass enough guys that he stays in the lead lap.
2 by 2. Again, so
Finally going to be going to the damn night race at Bristol. Finally. I'm going to be there. This should be a good race right here. Expectations are high for this weekend. Green flag. Noah gets a great jump from the outside. Hemrick follows him. Hemrick can clear Allgaier here. And he does. Hemrick into second. Ooh, Hemrick can't hold the bottom in 3. Opens the door for Allgaier. Noah leads lap 1. I love Bristol. Don't y'all love Bristol? I love Bristol. Whoa, Allgaier's sideways off a 2. And they didn't even fucking comment on it. If Dale Jr. was in the booth, I guarantee he'd have commented on it. Ty Gibbs
Clear, clear, clear. As soon as he saw that bottom
looked like he was
bumper
going to chop the nose of Justin Haley off behind him.
That bottom groove of dark PJ1 substance. Traction
There'll be a comp caution at lap 40, I think they said.
It'll be a little bit slower with lap time. Obviously, it'll move the car off the racetrack. You'll fight to try and get back to the
Conveyor
bottom.
belt Bristol. Ooh, Noah loose in the middle of 4. Damn. And Hemrick did not lift. Looking to take advantage to get the lead. And he's going to get it. I love how strong that bottom is. I know it didn't happen in the truck or the ARCA race, but I think between the Xfinity race and the Cup race, the groove will widen out and it'll be Highline Bristol again. But it is really cool when they're having to be glued to the bottom like this.
right here. Allgaier sideways, trying to keep position.
Well, I was going to say, now the 20 is
So Hemrick's got the lead now.
Completed the pass. Now the 11 of Haley is there. Jeff Burton's going to try to stay as close to this 11 as he can to fill this gap.
This is one of those racetracks.
Onboard cameras at Bristol are the best.
As much as any racetrack we go to.
Road courses in Bristol are like the best onboard cameras.
If I took off too tight, I could never be free enough late in the race.
Did you guys see that new developer diary about NASCAR 21? Looks fucking promising. I'm going to get the PC version. That's had me in a good mood all day. I was like, man, that looks like a good game. I hope it is. Ooh. Harrison Burton tried to block Cindric.
See how this happens? You get up off the bottom, get a little bit loose. Look at there. He's loose before they ever get to the corner. Back of that 48 car.
Ooh, we got a yellow. We got a caution.
Caution is out on the racetrack. Got a car. There was a lot of damage.
Sparks from the
Brett Moffitt.
And this is not the welcome back Brett Moffitt.
10 laps in. Moffitt's tore up.
Away from the car for 2 weeks.
Looks like he's had contact with the outside retaining wall. Bad damage.
And that right front is turned to the right permanently, it looks
So
like.
first caution comes out and only 10 laps in to this race here for the Xfinity Series. We'll be back for the restart.
Well. Give it a memento, please. Why do I always wake up early on days off and then I struggle through the rest of the day in my live streams? And then I gotta play video games after this with my friends. Am I really that excited about going to Bristol? Am I just more excited that I'm going somewhere nice to eat before the race? After Darlington, we ate at Fats like 2 or 3 times when we were in Darlington. Now the joke is we're going to stop at a Fats Cafe on the way to every race we go to. And I'm like, we could find something better than Fats, but fuck, if Fats is the first thing we see, we're stopping. Gonna be interesting to go to a race and not head east. Because to go to Charlotte Motor Speedway and to go to Darlington, like we have, you go the same way to get to both. It's just you go past Charlotte and down to Darlington. But we have to go the same way. Bristol this time, we're going up to the mountains. And yeah, that sucks for Moffitt. Hey, Major. So my instinct when we leave the house is going to be to head east. But it's like, no, we got to go west up into the mountains. Towards Asheville.
From up to 8 different cameras, or you can watch 4 at one time. Multi-camera view is NASCAR.com/drive. You can download the NASCAR mobile app tonight.
And despite this early caution at the 0-2 on the hook, we're still going to have a comp yellow at lap 40. Right front went down.
Nothing he could do. The car just went straight. That's a big impact right there.
Look at the paint scheme on that 8 car, dude. That is fucking sexy. I'm just now seeing that for the first time. The paint scheme on the 8 car. That is the best looking 8 car I've seen in a while.
Bristol Motor Speedway, champion, and
I like it.
raced the last 2 races.
I wish Junior was driving that. Get a diecast of it.
But obviously not the ending that he wanted. Marty.
Rick Daniel Hemrick had taken the lead after 4 laps led by Noah Gregson. And then when he took the lead, a little pep talk from his crew chief, Dave Rogers. Listen to the radio. I love it, Steve. The commanding voice from Dave Rogers. Control this race all night long. We are not letting go of control of this race. Hemrick looking for his first ever NASCAR win. What an appropriate place maybe at a short track here at Bristol.
Remember that time Hemrick was a full-time Cup driver?
When you come as close as Hemrick has to winning,
for some reason.
you have to find a different way. I don't want to say to motivate, but sometimes it's encourage, it's different things. Dave Rogers, tremendous amount of success, both the Xfinity and the Cup Series. And I kind of like the exclamation point he made on that statement, right? He wasn't suggesting it. He was emphatically stating, this is what we're going to do. We're going to control this race and force someone else to do something to take it away from us. Don't give up the spot. Be aggressive.
Dave, what's happening right now with the battle for the regular season championship?
Yeah, Rick, we talked about it in the pre-race show. Austin Cindric going forward, AJ Allmendinger going backwards. Both cars
Coded to this race, Cindric and Allmendinger were separated by 5 points.
AJ not too concerned about
Right now, Allmendinger has a 1-point lead over Cindric.
Austin has gone forward by 2.
Hey, Jeff, you said you didn't want to start. You want to start too free. Both of these cars too tight. You see Cindric 1 point currently behind Allmendinger.
Again, that's 1 position on the racetrack. If Austin is able to gain a spot, they're tied. If the 16 of AJ loses a spot, they're tied. Look at the regular season as far as when you're the champion, these are the playoff points. So if you finish first, if you win the championship, you get 15 playoff points. Do you get 5 playoff points if you win?
Go number 9. Do you want me to ban you?
Race difference between the top 2. So
We don't cheer for Noah here.
8 points for third on down all the way through 10. So those playoff points.
Interesting, Hemrick picked the outside.
You're able to move through the playoffs.
So far, the inside's been the dominant line, but the outside looks like it worked pretty good on the initial start. But then again, it was because teammates were starting on the front rows. Hemrick basically handing the race lead back to Noah here by picking the outside.
Which lane they want to restart in.
I guess we'll find out.
Ty Gibbs is sitting there running 4th. He picked the outside. It lines him up in 6th position on the outside. See how that works out for him.
Well, we had mentioned the preferred line at the bottom of the racetrack, but Daniel Hemrick, the race leader, chose the outside. So we'll see how this works out for Noah Gregson on the inside. Back to racing.
Green flag, 16 laps in. Hemrick got a great launch, clears Noah.
Huge launch.
Damn, big launch from the outside. Allgaier got to second. Noah looks like he's asleep at the wheel. So Allgaier into second. Noah drops to third. Ty Gibbs goes from 6th to 4th for the moment. Yeah, the outside line's 2 for 2 on restarts, but after about a lap and a half, you see what's happening to Ty Gibbs right now. You got to get on the bottom.
Right along with Jeff Burton and the Nutrien Ag Solutions camera. Watch the hands on the wheel.
Real smooth right there. The car obviously driving really well. Not a lot of hand movement.
They fucked and changed Bristol, but it really never changes over the years. The style you see here anyway. For a couple of years, Bristol was pretty sterile, I'd say, from like 08 to 2012. Then they reconfigured it again for the night race in 2012, and it's been a lot better ever since.
He'll put that in the memory bank. And okay, how many spots do I want to give up to start on the outside? What is the game? What's the loss? Don't know until you try it.
You actually believe for 1 second there could actually be a win and end situation. Not Ryan Sieg's your best shot. He is 11th right now. Cindric into the top 5. Allmendinger not in the top 10. Cindric and Allmendinger had shitty finishes at Richmond last week.
Jeff Spotter's telling him there's a hole behind this 54. Jeff wants to let him have it. Get back in line here and settle in. Right there in front of Jones.
Not out of the gas very long as we were riding along with Jeff earlier and listening to this.
54 Big Blues entering the corner. Marty, what you got on this 54 car?
Well, you guys talked about him taking the outside and talking to Chris Gale this afternoon. He said, I want Ty to do those things tonight.
Jesus. Sorry, guys.
To have a fast car here at Bristol, make some mistakes, and how do you recover from
I'm
them?
sleepy.
He is not in the season-long championship standings. They are on the owner's point standings, so there's a little bit to fight for the 54. But Ty Gibbs with a fast car and a lot to learn here at Bristol tonight.
And Marty, Ty won the ARCA race here last night. You know,
What? Ty won the ARCA race? You're kidding. I'm kidding. I saw the end of it. I know.
Funding, if you can make that happen, if you ever run those ARCA races, great experience.
Got about 14 laps till the competition caution now.
He is around the bottom of the racetrack. Watch his left right tire right there on that yellow.
Dale Jr. ain't kidding what he said on the download this week.
I think the laps that he got
Middle of the pack in Xfinity. They race like fucking animals, dude. So many that's why you see so many shipbox car wrecks in the Xfinity Series late in races. These guys race so damn hard for like 15th place.
Fighting for a playoff spot is Riley Hertz, and coming back after an early freight training on the outside line, got hung up out there, lost several positions, I believe down to 16th. Now fighting his way back, he's back up to 12th. He started 8th, guys.
AJ got back in the top 10. Cendric's going for 4th. Gets Noah up off the bottom. Look out, Noah. More talented driver coming through.
Concrete surface, but also I believe that the traction compound may stick to that yellow line and provide the drivers that can be patient.
Gibbs going for 6th on his teammate Harrison Burton.
We'll have to see how it goes through this race.
So, Junior, I'd say that line's, what, about 5 inches?
Yeah, it is.
You telling me that those guys are going to hit 5 inches with their tires every single lap?
Well, there used to be a yellow line around this racetrack years ago.
Kevin Harvick hits the yellow line around Atlanta. Well, he did until they fucked up Atlanta now, but ooh, a little bump and run from Jeb to Harrison.
We'll see if that traction compound
Harrison tried to shut the door after he was getting freight trained on the bottom, and Jeb stuck his nose in there.
on the racetrack where that line is, and the drivers may be
Allgaier going for the lead in lap traffic. We're coming to 8 to go till the caution. 78 didn't do the 18 any favors there. Ooh, Allgaier got loose off of 4. Hemrick opens it back up now, but he's got lappers 2 wide in front of him, the 61 and the 07. That was a good break until he caught these cars 2x2. Ooh, and he's pinned on the bottom. Oh, there's a mess in front of him. Good grief. He's got to go like half speed to avoid running over the 48 and the 61. You think, I mean, lap traffic's tough in any series, but in Xfinity, the difference between the top 15 cars and the back markers is so vast. Hemrick's doing a good job right now, very patient. He's got Allgaier right on his bumper, and he's being very patient.
NASCAR said the competition yellow would come out, which is, I think, making some of these lap cars harder to pass. You have Jay Buford just in front of Hemrick. Well, he knows that competition yellow is coming as well, so he's going to battle, trying to stay in front of the
5 laps till the comp yellow. Allgaier's got his nose right to the left rear of the 18. That 48 just chopped the 18 off, and it's causing a jam up with the 18 and the 7. And now Allgaier's got was inside. Oh, Hemrick tried to shut the door, got bumped. Now look at Justin Haley. When did Justin Haley get into 3rd? Allgaier led that lap, and he's going to take the lead now. He got Hemrick up to the outside because the 48 totally killed Hemrick, and Haley into 2nd. Knock us down 40. The 48 already ran over Jeffrey Earnhardt. That's where that big donut on the side of his car came from. He slipped up off of 2. Here comes Allgaier, was inside. Didn't try to shut the door on him. That would have been foolish. Allgaier puts the 48 a lap down. I'm sure the 18 thinks that's great. 2 laps till the competition caution now. 5 cars under a blanket, and it's all thanks to Jade Buford. One more lap till the yellow. And we'll have the caution where nobody will pit.
When you put just 2 tires on it, or 4 tires on it, 3 tires on it.
Allgaier out front has a 2.5 car length lead over Haley now.
And we have a caution. Allgaier, Haley, Hemrick, Cindric, Gregson, the top 5.
Who has led so many laps at this racetrack.
Sam Mayer's back in 14th, but he's driving the best looking car on the racetrack.
Hoping that this momentum, getting
The
him
paint
to the
scheme is
front
nice.
will help him out tonight.
See contact right there.
We saw several lead changes already.
Pushing the issue, gets underneath.
I cannot wait to get to this place tomorrow.
Just took that spot. Haley tries to fill that hole as quickly as possible to not allow the 18 to get back down to the bottom of the racetrack, and he's able to do it down here 1 and 2 and make that pass as well. And he looked a little bit quicker than the 7. The 7 is now leading this race, but just looks a little loose and unpredictable
Got some.
on the bottom groove.
Couldn't tell if it was the fender a little iffy on the right front of Allgaier, or if it was just the black on the paint scheme. But either way, it's not hurting him. It's Bristol.
That's the ones to beat. You have to imagine that this track's going to
Yeah, actually, I think ARCA might be worse, Robert, because in ARCA, there's like 5 good cars, and the rest of the field's all junk. And those 5 good cars have the dumbest fucking drivers in them.
The victory lane here in the Xfinity Series, Justin Allgaier and Noah Gregson. So Allgaier trying to do it.
Ryan Sieg doing his alternate strategy that he does every week, pitting at the competition caution. Jeremy Clements as well.
So we'll take a quick break. Be back for the restart here in Bristol.
Allgaier's trying to get trash off his grill. Sieg's guys do this. One of these weeks is going to pay off. I like the way the 39 team thinks. If they have a half decent car, it's like, fuck it. Let's get these fresh tires halfway through stage 1. Yeah, we'll give up a set later, but one of these days it just might work out. And if I'm not mistaken, Las Vegas is next week, and that's Ryan Sieg's best racetrack. So maybe they can do that then. One day they might get lucky and have the cautions fall their way. I don't think that'll happen tonight because it's Bristol. There's going to be a lot of cautions. So much so that we have to schedule them. I like y'all a whole lot. Friend of mine just said, I miss you. And I said, I like y'all a whole lot. I tell you what. No one makes cheese like the Americans. Get lucky, like, no. Truck Series is so fun, but I'm not invested in half those drivers because I don't like most of them. I think they're fucking morons. But every now and then you get your Brett Moffats or your Sheldon Creeds and people like that I get invested in. That's why I chose to focus on football last night over the truck race.
Pit strategy, spotter communication, crew chief calls. All you have to do is visit NASCAR.com/scanner. You can start your subscription tonight. All right, Junior, we've seen Allgaier right on the back bumper of the pace car trying to get rid of that debris.
Yeah, there's a little debris that's...
Well, that debris is not coming. It's not much. It's like a little piece of plastic. It will not come off, though.
And that's a concern. And it's not something that seems to be able to, that he can't get off the car. They'll have to try to get it off on pit road, but could have some brake temp. You wouldn't think they'd use a lot of brakes here, but the drivers do use a lot of brakes to be able to get the car slowed down to stay on the bottom of the racetrack. If you're on the high side, you definitely don't use as much brakes, but I think running that bottom, they're definitely going to use more brakes than normal.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a cooling issue as far as a brake failure, but if the brakes get extra hot, it could melt the bead of the left front tire, or just, make it handle worse. That left front tire kind of blows up like a balloon if you get it too hot, and that is definitely going to make the car tight. Dave?
Steve, with no one pitting here, the adjustment may need to be made behind the wheel. Listen to AJ Allgaier.
I'd say you ought to consider making a visit towards.
It's just like an inch, and it's not great,
Sounds about right for Bristol up there. A little bit off, and you change your whole lap.
Who do I like in the Truck Series, Mal? I don't really have any major favorites. Hello, we got a gas can on the racetrack dumping fuel. Oh, boy. And it's off the 90 car. Spencer Boyd. Hello, Spencer Boyd, former Talladega Truck Series winner. Brought his gas can with him. You're not allowed to take that with you. It's not a keepsy. You think that's a penalty? No shit, Rick Allen.
And that's going to be an issue.
And that's a problem. Yeah, I was noticing that.
They may be built fuel cans differently going forward, so they don't drag a hole.
We're going to have to,
So a little bit of fluid on
yeah,
the
that's a
track
lengthy
there.
cleanup there. Way to go, 90 team. I mean, it's pretty much all in the apron. Oh, whoa, the gas man. You see that track worker? That shit's slippery, man. Sorry, track worker just busted his tailbone going to dump the Speedy dry. At least it's all in the apron, so it really shouldn't be a problem. Man, if some shit doesn't go down tomorrow night in person when I'm there, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm ready. I'm kind of glad I'm sleepy. I should sleep good. I'm going to be up late tonight anyway. Probably going to get up around 11:30 or noon, take a shower, then Dylan will be over here, and we're going to head out after 1 or 2. It only takes like 2 hours to get there, but we want to go eat and then go look at die-cast cars and all that shit. I wish they were doing a doubleheader. I wish this race was tomorrow. If this race was tomorrow, it would have been perfect. More doubleheaders, please, NASCAR, so next year I can go to a Cup race and Xfinity race on the same day. Michael, I ask that every week in the Xfinity Series, at least 3 times. How does this shit happen when you're running in the back? When the last place car spins out by themselves. I'm like, how does that happen? Like when Hemrick was going to win Atlanta and Cody Ware spun out running by himself in like 25th or 30th or something. It's like, what are you doing? All right, we dumped the kitty litter on the apron on the backstretch, and it's all good.
Slippery when liquid gets on the racetrack. It's not just for cars. A poor man right here with the safety crews coming to attention, and down he goes.
You knew it hurt. That had to hurt. Yeah, my first reaction would be to look around. Did anybody see me?
Well, if they did it the first time, they have now.
We had a lot of ideas on how to clean that up. Decided to go now. Some of the drivers thought they should set it on fire.
Oh my God, it's so juicy.
Which
Your
gets
Bobby
a
go,
lot.
and that's the
Art
sugar
said it
shake.
should just evaporate. Just go away. Just let it be for a minute.
Rubbish.
Rick, I'm up here in the spotter stand, and it's amazing to get a view like this. We know there's a ton of spotters that the fans are familiar with. Names like TJ Majors, Tabloid, Brett Griffin. But when you take a look around, you also realize it's an amazing who's who of former and current racers. Guys like Brandon McReynolds, Larry Son, Rick Corelli, Tony Raines.
Oh, yeah, I like Austin Hilton. See, you asked me what truck guys do I like,
They are really the unsung heroes of this sport.
and I suddenly forgot everybody's names. But yeah, I like Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed, Haley Deegan.
Has raced before.
You know, I think that it helps.
The drivers I don't like, I don't necessarily hate anybody in trucks. There's a bunch I don't like and will shit on, but nobody I actively dislike.
Is a driver.
Hey, look at that gap in the fence on the spotter stand up there. It looks like a good place to commit suicide. I'll have to keep that in mind tomorrow in case I have any, in case I have to watch Joey Logano win or something. I don't know.
But it does kind of help. But the little trust between.
Oh my God, it's so juicy.
You had TJ come back and help you.
Oh my God. Whoa.
For you because
I
soothing
just like
voice,
to
I
yell,
guess.
I just like to yell at him.
And by the way, he responded to that.
He did. So we have a lot of fun when I get to run with him, and he's one of the best ones out there. And we've worked together for so long. We like to keep that together if we can. Sometimes change is good though. So these guys make changes, trying to change up the atmosphere on the radio.
Getting ready for the restart again.
Justin Allgaier, Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick, Austin Cindric, Ty Gibbs, some dipshit driving a 9 car. We're back to green. Outside line just jumps by like 2 or 3 car lengths on every restart, it seems. Haley got, or Allgaier, excuse me, I got the wrong Justin. Allgaier got the lead. Hemrick's forced him up off the bottom. Ooh. Allgaier maintains. I thought he was going to get loose off a 4 for sure with the 18 that close on him. Sam Mayer in the best looking car on the track, making ground on the outside. He's in the top 10 now. Ooh, Cindric. Oh boy, don't let Brandon Jones get on your inside at Bristol. He wrecks a lot.
Using the high side to prevail into third place, and he's going to stay committed to it here. Dylan.
I'm telling you, Brandon Jones is about to wipe out and take Cindric with him.
Taylor Moyer talked about the fact that they're starting
Cindric has to let him go. Allgaier, Hemrick, Gregson, and Haley get away from everybody else. Did Sam Mayer pit? Because he's hauling ass now. Outside starting to come in, guys. Noah and Sam Mayer are making ground on the outside. I think Mayer pitted, but Noah's making ground on the outside. I told you that groove's going to widen out between this race and the Cup race tomorrow. Sam Mayer had to have gotten tires to be going that fast.
Well, Junior, you and I ran into Ty Gibbs down there on pit lane right after the pre-race show on our way up here to the booth, and we asked him what he thought about the bottom of the racetrack and the top, and he seemed pretty confident that he thought it would definitely move to the top of the racetrack. So, Jeff, differing opinions, but the young driver, the 54, he seemed to be pretty emphatic that eventually we'd get all the way to the top.
Yeah, I think it will too. I mean, you just go back and look at past races here. It just seems to get there eventually.
Ty Gibbs in the 54, now on the back bumper of Harrison Burton.
See right here, Jed Burton and
Uh-oh, a little bump and run by Jeb Burton on Ty Gibbs. I'm sure Ty's crying about it. Mayer hasn't pitted yet. He's just that fast. Where the fuck was that speed on the first two runs? I know Sieg and Clements pitted at the comp yellow. I didn't know if Mayer did or not. He was going so fast. I was like, damn, he had to have pitted. I guess not. Tell me that's not the best looking race car you've ever seen. He's in the top 5 now, Mayer.
Regular season championship again being determined between the 16 and the 22.
Allmendinger has a 6-point lead on Cindric for the points right now. Allmendinger 6th, Cindric 7th on the racetrack.
Allmendinger now a 6-point advantage over Cindric. And again, at the end of each stage, points are awarded. So 10 points for the winner of each stage, all the way down to 1 point for finishing 10th. Dave.
Brandon Jones is going the right direction. He's up to 8th place from 16th position. That is the camouflage cover number 19. And he has a new spotter this weekend. Stevie Reeves did not do a poor job at all. He was a friend of the company and did a great job as a veteran. All 4 wins with him. But they needed a spark, according to the driver, and they've hired Drew Herring, another former driver, who spots for Martin Truex Jr. on the Cup races. Herring is up top where Rutledge was earlier, spotting for Jones for the first time and trying to get him to the playoffs, and then as far as he can in the playoffs.
Anything you can do to improve your chances.
Allgaier, Hemrick, Gregson, Haley, Sam Mayer, 20 to go, stage 1. NASCAR nonstop. The best part about tomorrow night is it's going to be NASCAR nonstop for me all fucking race. Well, hell, I don't get to see it now because the NBC app just put me on full screen commercial, you bastards. I sent my mom audio of that King of the Hill stuff. I sent her some of my favorite ones because she used to watch the show. And I sent her the one where you hear Peggy go, "Take your apple," and Dale goes, "It's a brave burn," and get out. I sent my mom audio of that King of the Hill stuff. I sent her some of my favorite ones because she used to watch the show. And I sent her the one where you hear Peggy go, "Take your apple," and Dale goes, "It's a brave burn," and get out. Well, they are NASCAR nonstop, but I can't see it because my NBC app decided I needed to watch some ads. So I have no idea what's going on. Couldn't tell you. I'm on the 5th of my 6th fucking ad here. I'm watching a Peacock commercial. Hey, NBC, is now a good time to tell you I don't pay for Peacock. I use somebody else's. So if you want to go fuck yourself now. Coverage will resume shortly. They're on NASCAR nonstop, and I ain't been able to see any of it. Stupid NBC app, just because I don't want to watch the race like poor people in standard definition. Coverage will resume shortly. I can't tell you what's going on. I can't see it. Lots of lap traffic, eh? I can't see it. I'm not seeing anything. I'm looking at coverage will resume shortly. There we go. Oh, my God. So I told you guys about my fantasy football team, right? I have Tyreek Hill, and my opponent has the Ravens defense. Idiot. So I should win big tomorrow night. Antonio Gibson and the Redskins defense really let me down last night in fantasy, but I think Tyreek Hill and my opponent having the Ravens defense is going to help me out. We got 9 to go, and we got a massive right rear tire rub on Josh Berry. Allgaier still leading. Hemrick in second. They've got about a second-and-a-half gap over Noah with 8 to go. I'm hoping Josh Berry's right rear doesn't explode.
Seems like an issue for sure. It looks like fluid on the right side tires to me, Steve. I don't see a lot of damage on that.
And they've caught that damn 48 again. Funny how the 48 couldn't give Allgaier nearly as much shit as he gave Hemrick, because Allgaier once again just flew right by the 48. They're black flagging Josh Berry for fluid or something. 6 to go, stage 1. This is going to ruin their night. They're going to go 2 down here with about 5 to go in the stage. That one car's cursed this year.
You mentioned it being shiny, like some fluid on there.
So you see the unfortunate for the one right here they're looking. I believe it's probably up under the hood. That's usually what happens. So
how about the 52 running 20th? The 52 usually runs 25th or worse, and it's Gray Galding's in 20th right now.
So there's really no battle for points here.
Is that a testament to the talent of Gray Galding? No. Does Gray Galding have talent? I haven't got to see him nearly enough to know whether or not Gray Galding has talent. 2 to go, stage 1.
Traffic's going to present opportunities for Hemrick if we can keep this lead to the minimum. Battle for third and fourth.
Haley and Noah for third place. Well, that 48's just getting all up in everybody's way. He's not discriminating.
26 up in front right now, Justin Allgaier.
1 to go. Allgaier still leading. 1 more lap of lap traffic. Actually, he's kind of in the clear now.
Difficult to pass, but both Gregson and Haley get by.
So right now, with the racetrack the way it is, there's really no chop groove.
And Justin Allgaier wins stage 1. Hemrick second, Noah third, Haley fourth, Sam Mayer 5th.
Haley, Sam Mayer in the top 5, and then Allmendinger.
Hi, DFS. How are you?
In stage 1 by 1 position. That's 1 point. So the point lead stays for the regular season championship as Allgaier wins stage 1.
I am hungry, but I will not break down and order anything unless somebody wants to make a generous donation, because I got to buy food tomorrow evening before the race.
I love at the end of King of the Hill. They play the
by B, B-U-Boo, B by B. I shared that video on Facebook and Dale singing that. Why is my phone turned up loud all of a sudden? Pulled a muscle in flag football. Well, is your flag football career over now? Are we going to retire? Done in your prime? You're going to look like Saquon Barkley running the ball now? Honestly, can't tell with the Giants. Is their run scheme and offensive line run blocking so fucking bad, or is Saquon Barkley just really washed at 25 years old or whatever he is now?
Is complete, and guys are up on the wall now, anticipating their teams to come down pit road again. Now under caution, they will all enter on turn 2.
Pit stops with the cars that matter for the first time today.
Rick, you mentioned the regular season championship. Allmendinger over Cindric on that round. 1 point gain more by Allmendinger. Now they pit together. The pit crews go to work. Let's see if they exit in the same order. Allmendinger a little free in tight in the center. Cindric, he told his car not good. Gave more information to his crew to get it fixed, Marty.
Daniel Hemrick among those cars pitting on the backstretch. So the car got such good short run speed, and then it gets a little too snug at the end of the run. Very small air pressure adjustment for the 18 team. They'll leave, head around to the front stretch where the cars are pitting in front of you, Dylan.
And it's all the junior motorsports cars here on the front stretch. Sam Mayer at the top of the screen, really happy with his race car. Only instructions: avoid the one pit box. A couple of stalls ahead of them. There is oil laid down there from the Josh Berry car. Justin Allgaier in the middle, very happy with his car, as you'd expect. That it comes to him nicely.
So you're listed on the injury report as questionable. Looks like Allgaier keeps the lead. Gregson goes to second. Clements goes no tires, gains 10 spots. Clements took tires earlier. He's going to drop like a fucking rock. Wow, that commercial's really loud. You know how much louder my TV got as soon as the fucking ad hit? I don't care about this fat bitch lifting weights NBC app. Just don't be so fucking loud. And call attention to the whale that's on my fucking TV right now. Word. Going to the douchiest named race of all time, the Bass Pro Shops. The Bass Pro Shops NRA not race, I tell you what. Does it get any more douchier than the Bass Pro Shop NRA not race? I miss the Sharpie 500. DFS, I feel like I'm going to pull a muscle every day I get out of bed now. I guess that's just a product of getting closer to 30. I'm 27 now. And I'm like, ugh, when I stand up sometimes, or when I have to pick something up at work, or when I'm getting up and down, or whatever. I'm like, don't pull a muscle, old man.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Credit One Bank, the official credit card.
Wind up like my dad. Or my uncle.
And by Ford. Built Ford.
Oh my god, it's so juicy.
Watching the guys come down pit road here, and the guys battling for the regular season championship are duking it out as they go through turns 3 and 4. A little door slam there from AJ. Let's listen to the radio here from AJ.
I mean, he throttled up so much through the middle of the corner. You guys are running harder. I didn't want to be really low, so I was trying to inch up. I don't know.
Excuse me.
Honestly, I don't know. That was on me or him or both. Oh, he was definitely trying to hold you down to make you be too low to speed down there, for sure.
So if you take too tight of a radius in the middle of 3 and 4 on pit road, you make pit road.
Dale Jeter did that in 2010 and got called for speeding.
So you got to be careful.
Went too low around the apron of pit road. Is my dad pretty chill at work? Oh yeah, he's the chillest because he just shuts up and does his job, and I do the same. So we never really have any problems. Allgaier, Gregson, Clements on old tires. Hemrick. Another good launch for Allgaier.
Wasn't able to put old tires this time through, so he's got old tires on. Had to see where he.
Boy, I don't think that strategy is going to work out well for the 51. Allgaier drives away as Noah and Hemrick duke it out for second. Now Hemrick's clear.
Anyone gets kind of trapped behind him. He's hanging in there really well right now, Jeremy is. Anybody kind of gets trapped behind him, though.
But Jeff, you mentioned, looking at the other races, the truck race last night.
Ooh, three wide. Yeah, Allmendinger backs out. He was going to go through. Oh, no, he doesn't. He goes 3 wide with Clements and Cindric. 4 wide. Oh, I thought they were about to crash. I was ready to say, and they're wrecking, but they're not. Cindric got away with a donut on his door, and Allmendinger got the spots. Into the top 5 now. 51's a speed bump on them old tires. Nah, DFS is just us. Just us. We only trust ourselves to do the job right. And we can't afford to pay anybody else. So.
And then Cindric putting the pressure on the 16.
Justin could not give up that spot because he was going to have to give up a few more.
Left rear looks good on the 22. They're worried it might be rubbed out, but it's fine. Oh, I love going to Bass Pro Shop Outdoor World, but I just think about those douchebags that went to my school that always wore camouflage Bass Pro Shop hats, and I'm just like, yeah, you guys are cunts. It doesn't get any bigger than the cunts in the NRA. So, therefore, Bass Pro Shop's NRA Not Race is like the worst race name ever. I'll take the wonderful Pistachios 400 at Richmond any day. Or the Bushy McBush race, which is the all-time best. Or the SpongeBob SquarePants 400. Or the Batman Begins 400. That was a good one.
He's faster through the center of the quarter, but Cindric definitely uses that momentum to get back on the outside of him.
That's what the outside does. It allows you to not have to turn.
Cindric prevails on the outside to stay in front of Gibbs, and we got a caution. We have a caution, and I don't know why.
Caution on the racetrack.
The 44, Tommy Joe Martin's hood flap is up. He must have taken a spin or something. So it's a caution there, but not last night when Sheldon Creed did it with a couple laps to go and could have got me $10 for Grant Enfinger. Thanks, NASCAR. Ooh, Colby Howard and the 44 come together off of 2. I look like Terry Labonte, I reckon, here in 99.
Just happy about this car not hitting anything if they were that stage win last week.
And 44 didn't hit nothing. And a good job, too. Way to keep it off the wall. That's as close as you get without tearing it up. Well, DFS, to quote George Carlin, I think the NRA is a bunch of dickless lunatics. Guns are not a fucking lifestyle choice. Guns are cool and necessary, but it's not a fucking lifestyle. They take that shit way too fucking seriously. I mean, you might as well have like an organization for women who love their vibrators, like the VRA or something. I don't know. Like, it's just about women that fucking love their vibrators and they're right to have vibrators, you know, because they're as fucking valid as having an organization as guns are. Where's the Bass Pro Shops vibrator appreciation race? Is there a more worthless organization in the world than the NRA? I mean, that's like them little special interest groups and shit like that. It's like, are you guys just completely fucking worthless? They're trying to take our guns. Nobody's trying to take your fucking guns. As long as you're a sane and sound mind person, you ain't got to fucking worry about it. Calm down. Ain't nobody want your fucking guns. As long as you're an upstanding citizen that's obeyed the law your entire life. I've been to Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World a bunch whenever I go to Concord Mills Mall. It's always fun to go in there and look around. I like that kind of stuff. I like fishing. I just haven't been in so long. You go to the big Bass Pro Outdoor World places, it's great. I'd like to go to the biggest one. I'm sure there's like a super duper Bass Pro Shop somewhere that I've never seen before I'd like to go to. The NRA are not fucking heroes, okay? They're fucking useless. As long as you obey the law, your guns can stay right where they are. And that's okay. It's okay by me. NRA doesn't do shit. Oh, Ward Burton. He wished he had something he could have shot through the window. See, that's a good fucking weapon to have, DFS. Who the fuck's going to expect to get shot with a samurai sword when they break in somewhere? Of course, if they'd have broke into your house Monday night during the Raiders-Ravens game, they probably would have just hid in the corner and watched the game with you.
For the Cup Series tomorrow, you won't want to miss it. Determine who the next 12 will be that will advance out of the first round of the playoffs for the Cup Series. Over here in the Xfinity Series, right now, there are 12 spots for playoff drivers.
People in the NRA are about as stupid as those people that think smoking weed is like a fucking lifestyle. You know, the ones that are like obsessed. They have pot plants tattooed on them. They share pot memes. And they have weed in their profile picture. It's like, dude, it's not a fucking lifestyle, okay? It's not a personality trait to smoke weed. Just like it's not a personality trait to have guns. It's just something that you do, you know? And I'm definitely pro marijuana legalization, but God, it's not a personality trait. I can't do it. I haven't smoked my weed today, but it's not addictive. Bullshit. People become dependent on that just like they become dependent on anything else. But at least it's not bad for you.
Yeah, I do. I think Noah. I mean, look. Remember Chase Elliott won his championship. Going into that year, going into that championship.
I'm glad they let NFL players smoke weed now. 17-game season, but you can smoke weed now. And they're like, God damn it, the NFLPA's like, you got us over a barrel. Deal. 17 games, though. Yeah, but we can smoke weed now. Going back to green here with about 62 to go in stage 2.
Three different drivers have been up front. Allgaier led 72 laps, Hemrick 31, and Noah Gregson 4 as we get ready for the restart.
Another great. Wow, Hemrick did a good job. But what happened to Justin Haley on the inside there? He backed up the entire bottom lane. Whoa, Allgaier. What in the world? You sure he just didn't get loose? Because I thought he had a flat tire, but he just got dead sideways. Hemrick takes the lead. Good save. I don't know how that happened. They weren't even really up to speed yet. Now Noah, yeah. Oh, we got a caution. Oh, man, right when Noah was about to get taken out. Oh, the 99.
Could be some debris on the racetrack. We don't hold the 99 here.
Yeah, Matt Mills right on the front stretch is...
Karen, you are absolutely right.
Contact there with the right side, the back end as well.
The thinking process of an addict. Addiction can be a disease. It's hard to explain. Like, I'll never understand shooting up drugs or doing any drugs. I don't do anything. I'm straight edge. I'll never understand the thought process, but I've seen it control people. And I've been addicted to things before, too, and I'm probably still addicted to certain things. Like, attention. Like, that's an addiction. Particularly female attention. That's a problem with me. It's addictive, okay? And you kind of understand the thought process of an addict. And once again, we have another backmarker wreck in the Xfinity Series. Guys stack everyone, and they stacked up and ran over each other. How does that happen? But when you start to realize that you have your own little problems that you can't overcome and the things you feel like you need, it's like you can kind of relate to the thinking process of an addict. But drugs make no sense to me, so I don't know.
I was getting ready to say, the way he's gripping it, I think he wants to throw it. He's squeezing it like he's ready to mash it. And there it goes.
Oh, he hit the... Oh, he smashed the record.
Record got in the way.
Darn you, Record. That's going to be a soundbite from now on from Dale Jr. I'm sure they'll play that over and over.
Mills, he's out of the race.
Well, Matt Mills is out of this race, Bobby.
So he must not have felt like he didn't have power leaving the corner. No, he feels like he had the rear tires off the ground. That's why it wouldn't get going.
Anytime you get out of the car, mandatory ride to the Infield Care Center, so they'll be doing that.
Where were you when Matt Mills threw a styrofoam cup at Bristol? Hell yeah. That's a moment right there. That's like when Danica pointed at Regan Smith. Oh, what a badass. Remember when Danica pointed at Regan Smith?
Still not satisfied. No, that throw did not his
They're telling Matt Mills to get the fuck off the track, and he's trying to get the attention of the 90 car, Spencer Boyd.
No. We need you to stay.
Oh, there's the finger. He couldn't throw his cup at him, so he stood out there long enough to flip him off. You're a badass, Matt Mills. Look out, guys. We got a badass over here. We don't see helmet throws anymore because helmets are fucking expensive.
Just relive history. DJ can throw a helmet.
Yeah, there's Dale Jarrett. Tony Stewart. Show Robbie Gordon at Loudon. Old Dennis threw his Hans device at Harvick. That wreck pissed me off because they took out Junior and their stupid bullshit. Thanks. Ward Burton threw his fucking Hans, or his gloves. What a bitch-ass throw, Matt Mills. That barely got over the safety truck. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
If he could have gotten to me, that would have been a bad deal.
The interview after that was classic from Ward Burton.
I would have not won that one.
We love Ward Burton.
But I want to know, like, do you flinch? Like, when they throw something at the window net, you like, I mean, you know what it's getting to.
Oh, yeah.
You still flinch a little bit. Sure.
You don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah. Pretty observant by the drivers, though. A driver gets out of his car with a water bottle, and they're like, oh, no.
Get me my throwing helmet.
Do not exit with a water bottle. Something's up.
Yeah.
Very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
I'm going to miss you guys tomorrow night.
The AMR guys do. Right?
Rick, I'd like to let Dale know my daughters don't know that signal just yet, but I bet he made a lot of fans just like somebody else did this week. Josh Williams, I'll be honest, I saw a couple bumps, then a discussion after the race, but it was really the tweet that he put up, and then his appearance on the Dale Jr. download that I think for me, Dale, probably you too, I just fell in love with this guy. Like, what a fun dude he is. Had a blast today, just some bad luck at the end, got taken out by a lap car. Dale, what was your big takeaway this week after you had Josh on the Dale Jr. download with you?
Well, our sport needs personalities, and this guy's got lots of them. You can see me trying to pass him. He's like, man, I moved up the high group, found some speed. We had a lot of fun talking about it after the race. This sport needs personalities like Josh. He's kind of like the Kenny Powers of the Xfinity Series.
Kenny Powers. Now that's a fucking comparison, Dale Jr. Nice pull.
Those guys, they do a lot of hard work with very little in terms of resources and finances. And he's one of the drivers that I think definitely overachieves. And he wants to go to the Cup Series. Like, he believes in that dream to get there. And Reed Sorensen's teamed up with him as a spotter, a veteran driver in our series, in many series.
Reed Sorensen could teach him how to be the most underwhelming NASCAR bust of all time.
Josh was ninth in this race.
But at least Reed Sorensen's won in the Xfinity Series before.
Had some success here.
Reed Sorensen. Now that's a name I've not heard for a long time. 54 to go, stage 2. Hemrick is the leader. Allgaier through to second. Noah's not getting good restart. Nobody really is on the bottom.
Charging back on the inside. But Hemrick, once again, controlling the race.
Allgaier still really kind of uncertain about where the balance is in that 7 car, but he extends into second place over the 9 of Gregson, able to get to the bottom of the racetrack.
Ooh, Noah. Somebody run that prick over next time he gets loose like that, please.
Gregson's having a hard time as well.
Cindric underneath Noah for third. Come on, Cindric. Drive like you did in 2018. Just fucking lose your shit and take him out. Remember back when Cindric used to wreck all the time? I'd like a throwback to that right now. 550 will spin if Cindric wrecks himself and Noah at the same time.
I think this is what, you know, we're going to see if the outside lane can stay cleaned off. I think when everyone runs the bottom, the outside gets a little dirty. But if we get a long run and we get more lap cars and more traffic, we're going to see people forced to run higher up in the corners.
Repave Bristol with asphalt. Nah, then the dirt races probably would kill that damn surface. They got to keep it concrete now because they do the dirt race every year.
11th in points and under pressure from Ty Gibbs trying to get by him.
See this outside lanes.
Riley Herbst slugging it out with Josh Williams. You can go ahead and wreck Riley, Josh Williams. You'll be my hero for that. Andy Lally took his ass out at Mid-Ohio. That shit was funny. I already loved Andy Lally.
He admits it, and he really needs to find himself a way into the playoffs. He's in the danger zone. If Herbst
I've been in the danger zone.
It was up by just 1 point to start. Right now, Riley Herbst has been having a struggle, so Jones is in a good position running forward after starting 16.
Medication sucks, DFS. Like, I don't take anything when I'm sick until it just gets unbearable. When I had COVID, all I took was some cough drops for that throat the last 2 days I had COVID. I didn't take anything else. Ty Gibbs started in the top 4. He was in the front couple of rows. Karen, at the start of the race. He's been top 10 all night. I expect him to be a little stronger. It's clear Hemrick and Allgaier are the cars to beat. Hokey for life. Thank you for the subscription. If y'all could get me 1,000 subs before tomorrow night, if we could get 250 something more subs before tomorrow night, I could stream driver intros. Actually, I probably wouldn't be able to anyway. Bristol doesn't have signal from what Cameron told me.
Daniel Hemrick, a 7/10 of a second lead over Justin Allgaier right now. Hemrick now over 1,000 laps led without a win. But he is looking for that first one here potentially tonight, give him a little momentum as they start the playoffs.
Like I said, you may never see me stream a Bristol race ever again because I might just start going every time.
9 times. Hemrick has finished in the 2nd position and looking for that first win. Take a look at the Toyota driver update.
Reed Sorensen was the prototype for the modern NASCAR driver. Boring.
Over 1,000 laps led for Daniel Hemrick.
So another racetrack.
And with my sense of humor tonight, I'm honoring the late Norm Macdonald, rest in peace. Never stop shitting on OJ, Norm Macdonald. I watched a 35-minute compilation this morning of Norm Macdonald talking shit about O.J. Simpson on SNL. I sat here laughing my ass off this morning. He said something like, in court today, when presented with evidence of the infamous black glove, O.J. Simpson sabotaged his own case when he stood up and said, "Hey, there that thing is. I've been looking all over for it."
Same one end to the other, but turn 1 and 2 a little bit tighter, like it's kind of shaped like an egg, where turns 1 and 2 is a little bit tighter of a corner, turn 3 and 4 is a bit longer.
Kind of like Darlington, but less noticeable, the shape of this racetrack. It's not symmetrical. It's like a mini Darlington.
You talked about the race the 18 has run so far. Hemrick having a nice stage 2 here up front in front of Justin Allgaier, who's been catching him a little bit.
When OJ got acquitted, Norm Macdonald came on. Breaking news. Murder is now legal in the state of California. Hemrick ran up on the 48 again. He's going to give up some time here if he can't make this pass. Look at the 48 blocking the 18 so bad. And when Allgaier gets to the 48, he doesn't put up nearly this big of a fight. God damn. The 48's being a fucking ass. He blocks Hemrick, but he doesn't block Allgaier. What the fuck did Hemrick do to the 48 in the past life? And Allgaier takes the lead back. I'm not mad about it, but I'd love to see Hemrick win a race. Nah, you ain't making that pass on the top unless this 44 slows the 7 down. Gets the 7 to check up a little bit off of 4. There's an opening there. But Tommy Joe's going to pick the bottom lane right here in front of Hemrick. Oh, they're going to... Thought Hemrick was going to split him and go 3 wide, but he's got to swallow his pride. And Allgaier drives away. Lap traffic's not being kind to Hemrick.
So good. We talked about how good he is here at Bristol. He's so good at all of these short tracks that we run on here in this round. Great at Richmond last week. Sprint Chief Jason Burnett said he's just got a great feel for racetracks like this, and that he just gets the car close, that Justin's the difference maker, and that he's going to be able to overcome whatever battles they're facing. So it was interesting listening to the radio, too, at the start of that restart, what lane they wanted to choose. They feel like the outside was the right choice. It was there, and you saw that. But now they just wanted to get this race to go.
30 to go, stage 2. Cindric and Allmendinger 4th and 5th. Battle for the regular season points.
Down to a short run. There's some contact between teammates here. Dad and son. Once again, lap traffic. They caught Chad Fincham, and it just bottles everybody up.
Coming up on the back bumper now of Kyle Weatherman in the 47.
Well, a little PlayStation app. I got to send my friends a message.
There was Stephen Parsons in the 5, so Stephen Parsons running that higher line. And looks like 47 of Weatherman's going to go up high also. You're not going to miss a thing as we'll go NASCAR nonstop. Be right back.
Letting my PlayStation friends know I'll be slightly late tonight, and I don't get to watch NASCAR. What the fuck? I hate when the NBC app does this. It's bullshit. Matter of fact, I'm closing the NBC app and opening it again, and maybe it'll show one ad and let me watch the fucking NASCAR nonstop, because this is fucking silly. It's like, can you fuck off, please? When they go NASCAR nonstop, you don't show the commercials on this, but now all of a sudden they want to do it again. I have to watch an ad anyway because I closed the app and opened it again. This is no way to live. Why can't my cable just have NBCSN and HD? God damn it. I will be right back. I'll let her in when the race goes to commercial again. Oof. Now they're still making me watch these NBC ads. So this is actually pissing me off a little bit. And, okay, it went from ad 4 of 4 to now ad 5 of 5. Okay. So I have no idea. Apparently there's a caution out. I don't know what it is. I can't see it. I'm not being allowed the chance to watch this race. So, I have no idea what the caution's for. I have no idea what's going on because they're not letting me watch the race. Even when they go, NASCAR nonstop, I'm not getting to watch the race. It's only slightly annoying, but... And we're back.
Make sure to download the official app of NASCAR. Follow the action with free live scoring, in-car cameras, and radio broadcasts. Search NASCAR in your app.
Tries to get in this little spot.
So what happened here?
On the inside of double zero. Drew Graff Jr. Joe's going to hang on his quarter panel here down the straightaway in contact.
Oh, did Allgaier get wrecked by a lap car?
Goodness.
Oh, he saved it. Oh. Wow. How did he save it? Or Or did he pull the Kyle Busch and try to clear himself? I'm going to say he pulled the Kyle Busch. Yeah, he pulled the Kyle Busch. He cleared himself. But unlike Kyle Busch, he's not an asshole, so he's not going to take it out on that lap car.
Joe didn't do anything wrong there. Just
Kyle Busch would have junked that lap car. I've seen Kyle clear himself in front of people at Bristol and then wreck them like it was their fucking fault. Yeah, that's on Allgaier. Like I said, he did the Kyle Busch special there. Dude, you wrecked me. Kyle, you cleared yourself. That's what you did with Keselowski twice. You did it with a truck race with Elliott Sadler.
So I understand Allgaier is upset because he thinks that the 07.
Anyway, Hemrick got the lead out of that deal.
Space and gave him the top, but he doesn't have to. You might expect it, but the 07's doing nothing wrong. He's trying to run the best lap he can on corner exit. He doesn't move down or anything. He's up against the wall. It's just, Junior, Jeff, you guys talk about it. There's always cars around you. That to me looks like Allgaier, his team, and his.
I don't know how he made that save.
Losing a little bit of focus or communication, just assuming the 07 was going to give him the top.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, if the 07 does.
And Dale Jr. just pulled the Shannon Sharp. Here's the thing, Skip.
Doing it for half the field, you're literally going to be giving up a second a lap. I mean, so much time. You're going to go down 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps. If you're letting everybody have the corner, have the straightaway, you have to kind of. You can't do that if you're one of those guys like Joe. You got to race and stay in the gas. You can't live for every car coming up off the corner on the inside of you. You'll be giving up too much time on the racetrack throughout the night.
And I'll defend the 7's emotion. If I'm Jason Burdett, I'm furious.
Yeah.
Even though the 07 maybe didn't do anything wrong, I'm furious. I'm up here. Now, Jason, he's the calmest guy perhaps on pit road. Him and I worked together a long time, and I was always wound up. And he
Kyle Busch special. Clear yourself and then blame it on the other guy at Bristol. Specifically at Bristol.
I'd see it my way.
Oh, they definitely, Justin was definitely a little animated, but Eddie DeHaan, the spotter, was probably the most animated on the radio there, but he just came on after everything settled down and said, okay, Justin, deep breath. Justin said, I'm fine. I got a drink of water. We're all good. So that's one thing that this 17.
That was the save of the year right there for Allgaier. I can't get over that.
They seem to just regroup and recollect themselves maybe better than anybody else in this field. It's a lot of credit due to that guy right there, Jason Burdett, as you said, Steve, but they're very good about just
yeah, Grass having a great run.
Doing what they need to do to
making headlines now.
Keeping themselves in position.
There are a few.
Norm MacDonald said, O.J. Simpson has agreed to give a free interview to CNN with, quote, no rules. CNN replied, well, we have one rule. Don't kill us.
Yeah. Riley Herbst is in. The 10 of Jeff Burton is in. These cars were not. Actually, Jeff Burton was in position to get one stage point, but they're going to give that up here as they're already through the playoffs, trying to set them up for later in the race, Marty.
Cousin Harrison Burton just in front of him. He said, man, our car is just absolutely terrible right now. Too free most of the way through the corner. When I get back to the gas, it's too tight then. So with 12 laps here left in stage 2, nice move by these crews, Dylan, to come to pit road, get their Goodyear tires now.
And you see Sam Mayer there continues to have a nice solid inside the top 10 day, and nearly got collected there. Looked like Jeremy Clements maybe across the nose. Sam's latest report just too tight while he gets on the brake, so wanted to free his race car up, and you see him there trying to inch around the Jeremy Clements car.
We just saw the tire carrier.
So we had some cars pit there. Jeb Burton, Sam Mayer, Riley Herbst, Mott Snyder, Harrison Burton, Josh Williams, Brandon Jones, Jeremy Clements. Hey, you can actually show me commercials now because I'm actually meant to see commercials, NBC app. Good job. So smart. shows OJ playing golf the next week. The manhunt continues. I'm back.
On the drifting videos on YouTube lately, I guess maybe I was trying to start my career a little early. I think you got a future in it.
Yeah, everything's calmed down. It's funny now. It wasn't funny when it first happened. Watch on this restart right here. The 11 car on the bottom in the second lane. He's had a big trouble launching. Marty told us all the other teams are saying, watch him. He's not able to get good restarts.
9 to go. Stage 2. Both cars, Hemrick and Allgaier, passed each other due to lap traffic tonight. Hemrick's got the lead now. It's been the key so far.
Yeah, in the end, no difference. So ends up in second. I was concerned he might lose more than one spot.
8 laps to go in stage 2.
Hello, Ozzy. Ozzy, you've been asleep for a while.
Just in front of the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger. Again, points at the end of stage 2 could help determine who's going to win the regular season championship.
Watching the 7 car, I always wonder what a slide like that does to the tires, if it hurts them at all, but it appears that Justin's able to fire off.
Yo, if I was Allmendinger, I'd have pitted there and got my fresh set of tires and stormed up through here and won the stage. I don't know. He probably didn't have enough laps, but that would have been a sure way to try to get some points on Cindric if that caution had come out a little earlier.
I mean, there were years where if you put on brand new tires here, you could go through the pack. Other years, that year Elliott Sadler won years ago in the Cup race. That's how he
5
won.
to go. Hemrick, Allgaier, Gregson.
Once again, it just doesn't seem like new tires a big advantage.
Cindric 1 spot ahead of Allmendinger, but that's not going to be enough to get him the point lead. But we're going to have a whole stage 3 to go.
That he has led. Allgaier's led 92 laps today.
That's the first time all year the 54 has been outside the top 5 consistently. That's remarkable. Be careful who you're racing there, Harrison. You race Riley Herbst long enough, people are going to start to associate you with him. That's a death knell for any career.
Jeff Burton's on his toes up here trying to see what's going on with those guys back there.
So Sam Mayer trying to take advantage of that in the 8s. Brandon Brown in that 68.
Sorry, Rick, I was going to say, as we ride on board the 98, pretty big damage to the left front fender. Kind of peeled open on this 98. This track is fast. I mean, aerodynamics do matter.
Things happen quick here. It's coming up on the final lap of stage 2.
There you go. There you see the damage. It's kind of peeled forward.
The gap's going to be about a car length and a half between Daniel Hemrick and Justin Allgaier. And it's going to be Hemrick who will win stage 2 at Bristol.
Why those new tires didn't work to gain through track position by passing them right now, they can all stay on the racetrack. So Hemrick and Allgaier will cycle back in traffic.
7th stage win of the season for Daniel Hemrick, and that means those are the only points he has acquired as far as playoff points up to this point. Still has not won a race, but looking for more playoff points, maybe a win here at Bristol.
Well,
your money moves right along with your business.
Sorry, I'm running back and forth. What was Bristol like before the repave? Well, Sonny boy. Bristol before the repave was, I mean, there's pluses and minuses. I think Bristol before the reconfiguration was better. Then from 08 to 2012, it definitely lost a lot of its luster. And then they shaved down the top groove to make it more even with the bottom groove. And they kind of got it back to old Bristol, but then the top line would still prevail as the track rubbered in. Now they put the PJ1 down, and that makes the bottom a little more dominant. So it's still not the same as old Bristol, but it's closer. Bristol certainly got back to being a little more chaotic because for a couple of years there, nothing happened at Bristol. Literally nothing. From that race with Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch was boring as shit. The only reason people remember that race is because of what happened after the race. From 08 to 2012, there was like 6 straight forgettable-ass races at Bristol. Except maybe the spring race of 2010. Spring race of 2012 had a great side-by-side battle with Kenseth and Keselowski, but it was still a boring-ass race by Bristol standards. And yeah, I really do think Hemrick can win tonight, but I've been here before. It's Groundhog Day again. Is Hemrick going to win? Maybe. Do I doubt it? Yeah. I sure do.
And pit road open. See how busy pit road gets.
Everyone needs fuel who has yet to pit. So we have Jeff Burton, Sam Mayer, that group. Harrison Burton will stay on the racetrack, but everyone, the top 9 cars should all be turning left coming to pit road for tires and fuel, Dave.
Austin Cindric finished 1 position ahead of Allmendinger, got that point back that he didn't have earlier. Super tight was what he called his race car. Even with all that line experimenting, he said, I've got to be freed up. There'll be a chassis and an air pressure adjustment, Marty.
Daniel Hemrick with a stage win, Dave. He said the car fires all so good, a little too free on entry. Later in the run, he said, honestly, I think the bottom of the racetrack where that PJ1 is starting to give up. I feel better in the secondary. Justin Haley, bottom of your screen, said we have to.
That's a pretty illegal pit stop on the 07 there. He had no choice.
Inside that stall, Dylan.
Cars on the front stretch side of pit road. Justin Allgaier in the middle of your screen after that remarkable save. Just reporting he's a little bit free on entry and then tight to center, so they'll assess the damage quickly to the left front fender. Noah Grayson on the bottom of your screen.
That was the episode where they were volunteer firemen.
Goodyear tires and no fuel for the 9.
Harrison Burton, no tires. Ty Dillon, no tires. Allgaier comes out in 3rd. Gregson 4th, Hemrick 5th. So I guess tires really don't mean as much as I initially thought tonight. I didn't even know Ty Dillon was still in the lead lap. Good for him.
Well, so far the first 2 stages have been 170 laps of Bristol. This is what you expect when you come to Bristol. Cars that drive good, cars that drive bad, traffic's in a way. You were very prophetic in saying that early on that we were going to be cars in a way. But looking at Hemrick and looking at Justin Allgaier, those 2 guys seem to have short run speed and long run speed and seem to be the class.
Yeah, they've kind of separated themselves from the others. Can they make some adjustments to these other cars that'll help them get there? The bottom has been the preferred group to this point, but I'm starting to see some action up on the higher side. I think this is going to get very interesting, and we might see some passes up at the front on that top side here in this last stage.
Listen, Rick, there's nothing better than standing in the infield when these cars are running around trying to talk to each other. We can't hear anything, bud.
You should stand a little bit closer. Well,
got to get some earplugs before I go in there tomorrow night.
Yeah, Noah Gregson and the 7 of Justin Allgaier, 2 junior motorsports cars, both speeding. Unfortunately, speeding penalty.
Noah Gregson, too fast on pit road. Ain't that a bitch? Just in time for stage 3. Wah, wah, wah. And Allgaier speeding as well. So, yeah. Now, dude, if a race was ever tailor-made for Daniel Hemrick, his biggest competition so far tonight, Allgaier and Gregson, are going to go to the back here for the start of stage 3. Hemrick's going to have cars on old tires in front of him, but only a couple. Come on, this is tailor-made. Hemrick's got to get it done. You better win this race.
You can't make these mistakes. It's such a short race.
It was the organization then?
So Allgaier and Gregson, too fast on pit road.
I think one teammate was chasing the other.
Dale Jr. shakes his head in disgust.
Unfortunate. So Allgaier, after leading 93 laps already in this race.
Sorry, we talked about it. We saw earlier between the 60 and the 22 speeding up around the corner. Jeff, you talked about it. Segment 7, the corner. That's where both cars were speeding. So the idea is you come down.
I feel bad for Allgaier, but not for Noah. Hemrick, if you don't win this fucking race now, dude. No excuse. Don't jinx Hemrick. He jinxes himself. If I don't, somebody else will.
This is nothing new, so I don't want the fans at home to think, oh, they need to do something different. It has been like this since this pit road was changed from a single front stretch and a single back stretch. The drivers should know, but Dale, to your point, 2 in the same organization tells me maybe not only their tax settings, but their opinion about how fast you are allowed to go around that corner, how much you can accelerate. So let's just take a look. These are the 2 cars.
I'd like to watch the race sitting on that couch on the top of the building, the media center there in the infield. That'd be nice.
That's what the teams do. The teams know they can actually run faster in that section. If you listen to a spotter will say, okay, add 200, and they'll go 200 RPMs quicker through there. But if you add 225, it's too much. Right. And so all the teams have gotten really smart about how to maximize all areas of pit road. Just trying a little too hard right there.
Yeah, there's another issue too. When you change the speed of the car, you add throttle or lift, you create a bucking sensation in the car. The car starts to buck, and it's harder to maintain a smooth speed. And that happens when we have these curved pit roads where you can get aggressive.
This race is tailor-made for Hemrick to win. Served up on a silver platter with 120 laps to go. Come on. We're past the halfway point. Come on. So, actually, up front we have Herbst, Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements, Sam Mayer, Josh Williams, Brandon Brown, Mike Snyder. Back a little further back is Hemrick and Harrison Burton. Maybe it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be for Hemrick here with this fucked up strategy we got going on. But I like this strategy call by these cars that pitted in the stage up here at the front. Jeb Burton comes off a 2 with the lead. A couple of ship boxes in this crowd, but some good cars too. Look at this run off of 4 for Mayer. He had nowhere to go. Jeb protected the bottom. He forced Mayer to go to the top. Still on the top. Sam's made good time around the top, better than anybody. Sam Mayer and Noah Gregson denied around the outside have actually been pretty good, and Mayer takes the lead from the outside. You go, Sam. I like that. Hemrick is still the first car on the freshest tires. He's in 6th place.
Cindric moving on the outside there.
On the bottom of your screen, the 9 and the 7. Now they've cleared a little traffic. It looks calm, but just in front of them, more lap traffic and lead lap cars are trying to work through both. So here the 9 and the 7 running the top of the racetrack. You mentioned it was one groove, Dale. Well, for the speed of the cars they're passing right now, they can use that second groove. We'll see if they can continue as they move towards the front.
Again, the fight for the regular season championship. Now only 116 laps to go from Bristol.
Allmendinger's 10th. Cindric is 7th. Cindric's 2 points behind Allmendinger for the point lead. And yeah, Cindric really doesn't get penalties.
The top 2 for the regular season championship.
Up until this point, they had earned the same amount of points in the stage finishes. They were tied up to that point.
Jeremy Clements in the 51, just in front of Cindric.
Now Allmendinger has a 3-point lead because he just passed Mike Snyder. Noah's 20th, Allgaier's 21st, Cindric's 5th.
All right, so we talked about it. It's kind of leapfrog through traffic, but right here, you're going to see they both are trying to get past the 31. Sage Karam behind the wheel.
Damn, Sage Karam just, ugh. Look out, Allgaier's running up on Joe Graff again.
This has got to be the biggest transition that's coming out of this place.
I guess the last place you would pick on the schedule. Because you ran one Xfinity race before on the road course.
Guess what? Hey guys, the 07 and the 7 are next to each other. Look, the 07, Joe Graff Jr. way up the racetrack said, I'm not even going to get anywhere near these guys.
I know he's mad. Oh, no part of it.
Party.
These guys trying to work their way back from the back of the pack. Meanwhile, I want to go back to what Daniel Hemrick said a moment ago. He said, I honestly feel like the PJ1 on the bottom of the track is giving up. We've seen a number of cars.
That always happens about halfway through a Bristol race. The PJ1 on the bottom doesn't work as well, and the top's rubbered in a little more than it was, and cleaned off after a long green run.
It's working better in 3 and 4 than it is in 1 and 2, so we'll have to see how.
Allgaier and Gregson nose to tail, 18th and 19th. Dealing with these crappy cars. Hemrick's up to 4th. He got around Brandon Brown. Hemrick's being very patient. We know Mayer does have good speed. I think Jeb does as well, even though they're on older tires. So Hemrick's just being patient. Trying not to beat himself for once.
The 68's partner, TradeTheChain.com, has been a partner of Brandon Brown's. They stepped up this week and they bought an A motor. And the reason I say that is because some teams you have to run maybe a
Allgaier hit the 23. of Ty Dillon.
Continues between the 7 and the 9. But how about the 68?
Check the right front on the 7. Hope he didn't cut it down.
Give him that A-motor, full horsepower. Give him a shot here at Bristol.
Allgaier's had a lot of close calls tonight. The letters rubbed off on the right front.
Tight battling. Here's Allgaier trying to make it 3 wide through that traffic. Ends up getting it to the side. The 23 car. That's Ty Dillon in that car tonight. And Noah Gregson trying to take advantage of it. We'll see this all night, guys. Flat traffic is going to play a role in this race.
I mean, they already had the 7 already went for the power slide once down the front.
Drifting. Working on his drifting as Allgaier trying to work his way up from a mistake on pit road speeding. He's up to 16th now. Gregson is...
Ooh, 17 car's slow.
Starting at the back of the field.
He gets going though. Sam Mayer's still leading. Jeb Burton's right on him in traffic. Jeb got really loose off of 2. And the 17's got a flat left front. That's going to bring out a caution. And put it out. Put it out. Keep it out against the wall, you fucking moron. Cody Ware, don't do something stupid for once. Please. Stay out.
The racetrack. I mean, I've seen so many times the guys try to get down the racetrack on the back straightaway.
Even Sam Mayer and Jeb Burton stay out. It's too early to pit.
Creating a bigger problem for themselves, but he had a little issue and slowed the car down for about a half a lap, and there you see it, the left rear tire finally gives up into turn 1. Drives the car up the racetrack.
8th caution already in this race. There's only 7th race a year ago, so it's yellow filled. Big question now is, you know, as we see it, it's a good job by Carson to stay out of the fence. You know, does Allgaier and Noah do they feel they can just drive up there? The reason I say that is because if you were going to pull some sort of strategy and you said tires didn't matter, you could come put your last set of tires on. It's really early, and I'm not sure I could stomach that decision. I'd be too nervous. But, you know, they've recovered the 16th and 17th. Is this the call where the crew chief said, I don't think we can drive there? I agree with you, Dale Jr., the race is too short. We're going to have to do something crazy, so pit now and hope we get a caution in 30 or 40 laps where we can stay out.
I had a dream about Spider-Man Far From Home the other day.
I wouldn't make that decision, but the opportunity
because it felt so real. I was watching the movie,
you know,
and I was like, I guess my brain was predicting what I think might happen in the movie.
Jason Burdett, all the time you guys have spent together, maybe he thinks the same way.
Jason and I have been great friends for a long time. The man, he was the best man at my wedding, and I can assure you, nothing I have ever done has he picked up on, because he's very conservative, very calm, slow speaking. Great leader.
Yeah, to J.J. Yaley's credit, he tends to overachieve a little more in that car than Cody Ware does.
You see? I can't even sit during the race.
That's him full excitement.
No, that's a 10 of 10 right
He looks like Steve Letarte when he was fat. Remember when Steve Letarte was fat? God, he used to be huge. Go back and watch, like, Martinsville from spring 2007 and see how fat Steve Letarte used to be.
He's not quit. He's not saying we can't win this race. He's trying to think about how he can win this race. When does that caution come out? What can he do different? Maybe everybody pits and he doesn't. Maybe he pits when nobody else does. He's working harder right now.
Bubba's got a new crew chief for tomorrow night. You guys hear about that? They finally got rid of Mike Wheeler's worthless ass.
Running third, Rick, and they pitted on lap 158. Kind of that off strategy. But listen to his radio right here.
That was weird. It did it wrong off the grid. Like the transmission was stuck. And I had to bang on it with my fist, and then it did it choosing to, but now it's free for some reason.
What it did, the car was not operating well in the transmission side the last time. He just mentioned it when he came to the choose cone, when he was on the front row. So up front, Riley Herbst is concerned about what his transmission might do before he goes green every time.
That was a great camera angle. You saw the shifter handle right basically in the front of the screen. We can take a look and see it. There it is. So right here, it's so close, it's hard to kind of make out what you're looking at. But basically, that's the shifter handle. We can watch him on this restart and just see how he does. The concern I have is, as stacked up as the restarts get here, if that thing hangs in gear, losing spots is the least you're concerned, Jeff. But backwards in turn 1 would be a bigger concern.
Oh, yeah. That'd be, you know, the guys behind you will all get crammed up in your rear bumper. It'll be a wreck behind you. You hope it's not you.
Rutledge.
Rick, you know, a lot of people at home are probably wondering what's the...
When I think of Mike Wheeler and Bubba Wallace, I can't get Phoenix out of my head when Bubba should have got a top 5 and Wheels totally fucked him out of it with their shitty strategy calls. Same thing at Talladega. They could have won that race.
And Kyle, in the middle of the race, that's not enough. He's going to say, give me that $1,500 at least, Hans, and chuck that at Kyle. Before you know it, sorry whoever I borrowed that from, before you know it, guys, you're just throwing cash out the window, and you might catch it if you're Dale Jarrett, like he got so close. But, guys, there is a price to that water bottle. I'm going to guess $7.99, probably U.S. dollars.
Hey, you know when I drive the NBC car, that's my stuff.
Jeff, I'll put that back in your locker. That's on me. Sorry about that.
Look at DJ's throw there. Yeah. He actually, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to see Hemrick win tonight.
Man, I wish I would have caught that thing. It bounced right back at
Be nice to see something good happen to a good person after the last two Xfinity races.
That year, Dale Jarrett wore a helmet of all of the NFL teams. It was really, really cool.
How many of those do you have?
I don't have any of his.
You don't have the Washington football one? I forget who it would be.
Hey, you don't have the Washington football team helmet from 1993? I'm pretty sure they were called Redskins back then, but that's okay.
Maybe Gary Nelson's garage or something.
Yeah, right.
So Sam Mayer, Jeb Burton, Raleigh Herbst, Daniel Hemrick. Hemrick's back in a position now to regain some control. He's in the right line behind the leader.
100 laps to go, 96 now.
A little bit of a stack up there in the top. Both lanes really didn't get going that well. Outside has a slight edge with the leader anyway. And Mayer gets out with the lead. And Jeb clears Hemrick. And Hemrick's going to cross over to get underneath him. There you go. Nice move, Hemrick. Crossing over in the center of the corner to get underneath Jeb Burton. That was a nice move. That's the move of a guy who might win the race. Oh, he overdrove the corner, got loose. There goes Hemrick choking again. Cindric moves into second. Sam Mayer drives away.
It looks like there's pretty big damage on the right rear quarter panel of the 11. That would make a big difference.
Justin Haley's got some damage.
Without that quarter panel to lean on. And there it goes, sliding up the racetrack. Loose, no grip. You see it.
Yeah, right rear damage on Justin Haley.
22 right here. Let's see. The 18 just gets loose. Hemrick up the track.
3 wide. Ty Gibbs, Brandon Brown, Mike Snyder.
Screen, yeah, the 19 runs into the back of the 11. It's amazing, Jeff, how sensitive that quarter panel is.
Oh, yeah. You don't want that right rear torn off.
There's Ty Gibbs inside of Mike Snyder.
I like how we're sitting here talking about Hemrick this, Hemrick that. Sam Mayer's leading the race. And doing a good job of it, too.
I'm telling you this, the racing that happens outside the top 10 is harder than what's happening in the top 10.
Cindric now is only 1 point behind Allmendinger, who is sixth on the racetrack, while Cindric is second. Now AJ into the top 5.
90 to go.
I think there's a moment in each race when that last stage green, when they throw the green flag, it's all right, no more yellows, or not guaranteed, right? And they all feel like it's time to go.
And fuel hasn't been a concern this whole race, Steve. They're good to go all the way to the end.
Yeah, all of these guys can, from the last pit stop, should be able to make it no problem.
Brandon Jones shuffled out. He's on the high side as we see the 54 of Gibbs working the inside line. Those two, 7th and 8th right now.
And Gibbs expecting him to have a stellar night tonight. They just really kind of fought the grip in this car overall.
Ty Gibbs just doesn't have it tonight. I say that and watch there just be a rash of late cautions, and he somehow ends up winning.
Mike Snyder now to the inside.
He'll be a factor, I'm sure, one way or another. Because I know Herbst ain't going to fucking stay up there. NASCAR Nonstop, am I going to get to see it? No, they're going to make me watch ads. So I can't see what's going on. Oh, well. They're making me watch full screen ads as punishment for being on the NBC app, I guess. God, it's hot in here. How the fuck is it so hot in here? Time to turn the fan on, I guess. That'll help a little bit. Hey, you guys want me to read you some stupid boomer bullshit? So to give you an idea of how stupid this shit is that I'm about to read you, it's from a Facebook page called Fuck Bubba Wallace, and it's written by a woman named Chrissy Jeffers, and I'm going to read this to you. This is her post. For the first time in 43 years, the first race will not be the Daytona 500. In fact, the first race will be in California. NASCAR no longer cares about its roots or its fans. They just want to be another company who is woke. As much as I love NASCAR, I hope they go broke, because the people they're trying to cater to will not support them the way all of us loyal fans have for decades. The good news is that it means there will be more bubbas who only get their rides because of what they represent, not their driving ability, and we won't run out of things to make fun of. However, I am going to go to court and legally change my dogs' names. Dale, Elliot, and Petty. My best friend and the best dog I've ever had in my life was named Newman, and he passed away in December. I hope SRX keeps growing. They are everything NASCAR used to be. That's an actual post. My head hurts reading that. First of all, the first race will be the Daytona 500. I don't know what the fuck this woman's talking about. Also, the first race of the NASCAR Cup season up until like 1983 was at fucking Riverside. And that was back in the good old days. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure, wasn't Richmond the first fucking race of the year for a couple of years? Then they'd go to Daytona? What the fuck are these boomers on about? We got a battle for the lead here. Sam Mayer trying to hold off Cindric. Hey, suddenly my pick has come to life. Man, Daytona ain't... Hell, Daytona, it is the first race, but it wasn't always. It was Riverside, then it was Richmond. Then it was Daytona. Since like 1987 or whatever the fuck it's been. I don't know. God. Shout out to the NASCAR shit posting group for bringing that dumbass post to my attention.
With lap traffic, Sam might have more difficulty trying to figure out where they are going to go. Where does he go to get around them? And may open up an opportunity for this 22 car.
Hemrick is in third place, 2.2 seconds behind. I think one of these top three or Allgaier wins the race. Noah Gregson's 15th. He's really... I'm going to assume Noah just burned his shit up in that traffic. Allgaier was aggressive but picked his way through a little cleaner than Noah probably did. Probably has a little more left for this run to the finish if it stays green. But Noah's 15th, Allgaier's 8th. Mayer, Cindric, and Hemrick are looking good up front. But Cindric's really coming to life now and in the best position, I think.
Memory that he has, he's putting that into effect right now.
Yeah, that effort's paying off, don't you think?
Yeah, but I also think that he knows he's got a rookie in front of him that's going to be impatient with lap traffic. He's been in this situation that Sam's in.
Ooh, Sam got loose under the 44. He almost spun out. Oh, he's hitting the 44. Desperately trying to stay in front of Cindric, but it's not going to work. Cindric takes the lead. Hello, $5.50. Sam tried to get that. Oh, and Cindric pulls the Kyle Busch and comes together with the 8 and hits the wall, but I think Mayer got the worst of it. I don't think Cindric's really got any damage from hitting the wall.
Yeah, it looked like that was a little bit harder hit for the 8 car than the 22. Cindric back to the top of the racetrack trying to drive.
No, they're not. The Busch Clash is at California. The Daytona 500 is still the first real race of the year. I don't know what that woman's fucking babbling about. The Busch Clash is in California. Then it's the Daytona 500. The Busch Clash is not a points race. Never has been, never will be. So I don't know what the fuck that woman's on about. It's amazing the stupid shit you see from people on the internet over the age of 40. No offense. No offense, but all you guys in the plus 40, 45 class need to fill out an application before you're allowed to post on the internet so we know that you're not stupid. Cindric hit the wall pretty square. Literally, look, you can't even really tell Cindric's been in the wall. Sam Mayer got the worst of it, but even he's still going. He's still second. All that did was bring Hemrick a little closer. Hemrick's cut that lead down to about a second and a half, and he's on the back bumper of Mayer. So, what dumb shit's going to happen to Cindric this week to cost him a win? Because lately he's been a little jinxed. 65 to go. He has a 3-point lead over Allmendinger for the regular season points now because he's leading the race.
When was the last time we talked about how tough these Xfinity Series cars are? Oh,
like 30 laps ago, because they talk about how tough they are all the time.
Earlier today, he told me it was a rough start in the trucks, but I finally got it there, and I feel like my progression in the Xfinity Series has been pretty good as well. I think I'm ready for a win. Well, he's got 64 to go, monitoring that damage on the right-hand side, and if he does win, it'd be a first victory.
That woman who made that post earlier needs to go back to school and get her fucking idiots. Like, oh, we got a big wreck on the front stretch. Oh, what a surprise. David Starr's involved. Tommy Joe Martins is spun. And we have a caution. Now I think you pit. Now I think you pit. Pit. Pit, 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 pit. What the fuck is the 66 doing? What is the 66 doing? He's backing up in the middle of the racetrack after he drove back out into the middle of the racetrack. David Starr, what are you doing? Reminder that David Starr won more truck race than Noah Gragson ever did. Oh, Tommy Joe Martins took him out. Come on, rule number 1 of stock car racing, Tommy Joe. Well, at least he didn't hit anything.
Just too many cars going for the same piece of real estate. Luckily.
Yeah, Cindric should have double his wins. What the fuck is the 66 doing?
Trouble getting his car going because of those flat tires.
I thought he was waiting for the man in the 44, but in the end, it was just.
I believe he's struggling just
well,
trying to get that thing moving in the right direction. Maybe it's broken something in
Trying
his
to see if he can get it to the apron. Start easing it down at the wheel.
So you see on the left-hand side.
I'm confused.
158, 174.
Wasn't it last week that David Starr was in front of Tommy Joe Martins at the end of the stage? Remember? Tommy Joe gets up front.
Oh, yeah, and they said David Starr's spotter laughed about fucking Tommy Joe out of the stage win last week.
And he didn't end up winning that stage. So
Oh, I don't feel bad at all for David Starr being fucked right now.
said he can't get it to turn.
Oh, well. His tires are completely flat and something's broke under the 66, so it's not acting right. Can they get his fucking ass off the track? So he can go back out here and cause another problem? I would pit.
I want to go back to something Junior said earlier about.
I got this last set of tires. I might as well use them.
That's the same driver that about 3 years ago we talked about how aggressive he was. Then a year ago he wins the championship, and now you're talking about him being patient.
Well, before all that went down, them banging into each other and into the fence, I'm thinking Austin was Sam Mayer 3 years ago. He's seen this. He knows exactly what he's driving up on, and he knew to be patient there and wait on that opportunity to present itself to be able to get around Sam. Let's listen to some audio.
You can feel free to tell the driver to chill out. That was obviously by accident.
Yeah, so this was during the caution, and he's saying this might not have been necessary.
Yeah, he's upset. Well, I probably set a bad example.
I was getting ready to say, did he learn that from his owner? Because I saw his owner do that a week ago.
Okay, it looks a little different from the booth, I guess. It feels good if you're behind the wheel of that A car, though.
You know, we used the word organization earlier.
Man, I'm excited. Gosh, I'm glad you drive one a year because the material it gets created is just.
Everybody seems to enjoy it.
It is endless.
Well, Sam's only 18 and you're what, 57?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
There should be, we expect you to be a little more mature.
I'm sorry.
Pit road's open. Who's coming? Who's coming? Who's coming? Everybody. Cindric, Mayer, Hemrick, Dickhead Herbst, Allmendinger. Yeah, everybody's pitting. I like the call here. You don't want to leave that set of tires in the pits. Yeah, well, Starr, the Noah Gragson situation, Michael, if you remember, Starr just happened to blow a right front tire as Noah was coming by to lap him. So that was just really unfortunate. And Starr was actually 12th place, I believe. Noah had lapped up to 12th, and then David Starr blew a tire right in front of him. So for that, David Starr will always be my hero. God bless the man.
Sam Mayer in the middle of your screen. Tap Boy, the spotter, crew chief Taylor Moyer, just reminding him to stay calm. Said the car's a little bit tight, late center after landing. Monitor that damage as well. Justin Allgaier at the bottom.
Cindric will keep the lead. Mayer second. Herbst third. Allgaier fourth. No, Allmendinger 4th. Allgaier 5th, Hemrick 6th. Hemrick lost 3 spots on pit road. And Noah's still not in the top 10. I'll take it. I like this race. According to Kyle Busch, yes, he is out of Xfinity for good. If we're to take Kyle Busch to his word. Although he didn't rule out that if a sponsor came along that insisted on having him in the car for a race, he would consider doing it. But Kyle Busch has no plans or interest into getting back into Xfinity now. He says he's done, so I believe him. But like I said, if a sponsor comes and goes, "Hey, I want Kyle Busch in the fucking 54 car," then he'd probably be pressured into doing it. Hey, how about that? They're keeping the All-Star race at Texas next year. Hooray. But at least it's like over a month earlier, so it might not be totally scorching. I know it'll be in May, but maybe it won't be scorching fucking hot. Well, I heard that race was just miserable to be at earlier this year because it was just so hot. Glad I'm going to a night race tomorrow. Should be nice and cool. Comfortable anyway. Can you believe, I've told this story before, but one of the hottest races I ever went to was the New Hampshire race in the summer of 2011. I got the one 95-100 degree day in the state of New Hampshire in 2011 to go to a race, so awesome. Well, yeah, I'm going to New Hampshire, it won't be that bad. No, I get the one 100 degree day in the state of New Hampshire that year. Bobby Labonte got a top 10. Stuart Haas finished 1-2. Ryan Newman won it. Tony Stewart finished second. Hey, you guys ready to watch the Ravens get their shit pushed in tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football? I have Tyreek Hill. My opponent has the Ravens defense in fantasy. For some reason, he picked the Ravens defense. I don't know what game he was watching last Monday night, but whatever. Maybe I won't have to miss any more of this race even when they're on NASCAR nonstop now. B-A-B, B-U-B. Travis Pastrana? You mean the male Danica Patrick, but less annoying?
Right there, in the comfort of your own home on Peacock. Coming live to Peacock, September 24th and 25th. Don't miss it.
If you love the beating and banging of Bristol, then you are going to love...
Go fuck yourself. Anytime Rutledge tries to sell me anything, I tune out. Do they not understand that he's the last guy that people want to hear selling shit? Oh, if you love NASCAR, you're going to love... Shut up, Rutledge. I feel like him about like Shannon Sharp feels about Will Kane. Dude could be telling me I won $1 million. I wouldn't fucking know.
Are you entertained? Are you not entertained, Dale Jr.? I'm always entertained when Rutt's around.
Michael, I disagree. I think Kansas City's going to blow Baltimore the fuck out of there. It will not even be close. The Chiefs are going to win that game like 48 to like 28 or something. It won't even be close.
I will say, though, yeah, I think you had a good idea. 2-seat rally cross. We always had like a rider.
So 53 to go. Cindric, Herbst, Allmendinger, Sam Mayer on the front two rows. Going to have 53 to go. And then Hemrick and Allgaier, who are definitely two cars to watch in the third row. Cindric scorches Herbst on the restart. Hemrick stuck in that line behind him. Mayer into second. Good job, Sam. Go get after it. You're on equal tires now, Sam. He lost the nose of the car going into three there. He drove in too hard and got tight. Here comes Allgaier. Here comes Allgaier. Can't get a look in. And Mayer overdrives the corner again. He's overdriven the last two corners, and he's really given up ground to the 22 and let the 7 get to his inside. Hemrick looks like he's not going to be a factor. What a surprise. $5.50. Can I even be excited about picking a race winner if it's only going to get me $5.50 for fuck's sake? 50 laps to go. Oh, Allgaier he's too low. Noah's in the wall. Hee. Busted his own ass. Dare I say, run out of talent. Mayer's holding off Allgaier from this outside line, and Cindric is driving away because of it. But this 9 car could be a caution any time now. The right rear looks a little soft on the 9. At a glance, anyway. Now Allgaier's dropped back for Mayer, and he's trying to hold off Brandon Jones. Noah's got problems here. I don't think he's done wrecking.
Too many Brandons. Too great Brandons, yeah. How about Allmendinger? I know this is crazy to say, but he's running 5th in a somewhat quiet night.
Whatever the spread is, take Kansas City to cover tomorrow night, or Sunday night, excuse me. Wow, look at Noah. He's so talented the way he busted his own ass. You got to love the character this kid shows. Shut up, NBC. 3.5 point favorite. Take that bet. They'll more than cover that. Ooh, Jeb Burton. We got a camera on that NBC. Tire down on the 10, but he hasn't hit anything yet. The old Bristol conveyor belt's keeping him from getting to the apron. Get on the apron, get on the apron.
This happened before. This was Harrison Burton getting into the back of the 2 car of Mike Snyder.
Him and Mike came together.
And then right here,
ooh.
Mike Snyder.
I'm sure Mike Snyder's got to be a little pissed off there. I don't know. Actually, not Jeb. Already had the flat tire at that point, so.
That's going to be an interesting.
God, Jeb, get to pit road, man. What are you doing?
Oh, the 39. Stay out. Crossing down the racetrack on the back straightaway, right in front of the leader.
What is going on? Apparently Ryan Sieg just almost killed Austin Cindric. Jeb Burton's not going to pit road like he should. Cindric still got a 2.5 lead over Mayer. God, Jeb, go to fucking pit road, dude.
Yeah, if he has a tire down, which one is it?
Finally, Jeb makes it to the pit. Sieg made it in, too. Oh, my God. Yeah, Cindric almost ass-packed the 39. That's a fucking NASCAR 2011 AI bullshit there that Cindric just had to avoid. I'll be there tomorrow. I can't wait. Bristol is awesome.
It's just awesome. Come and watch it.
I will, Steve Letard. I will. Tomorrow.
There's just so much action around this track.
Myatt almost to the back bumper there of Gregson.
Myatt's had good speed tonight. Like a fast race car. Just
still something wrong though with the 39 of Ryan Sieg. He's back down to the apron. We'll see if he gets off the racetrack. He does, and this battle continues. One of the Brandons in front of Noah here. Steve, you get to choose.
Noah's still hanging on in 13th. A lot of damage on the right rear. Allgaier's caught Mayer for 2nd. He's going to need more lap traffic and shit like that to deal with Cindric if he can even get around Mayer.
what a great job Sam Mayer has done.
Allgaier loose in the center of 3 and 4. He's just not got the handle that car had earlier. I don't even think Cindric's that fast. I just think he's got the handling. I think Cindric's car is very comfortable. Because he clearly didn't have the fastest car for like 85 to 90% of this race. Oh, Mayer about wrecked a lap car.
He goes by Stephen Parsons there in the 5. The 39 of Ryan Sieg is getting posted. He was on pit road, that came out but has never got up to speed. So now he's going to try to get back to pit road.
As we come up to almost 30 laps to go, it's really going to come down to the lap traffic. I think the 8 and the 7 have a little bit more pace on the long run. You see them closing this gap on the 22 of Cindric, who leads this race. But all that lap traffic, who gets through it the best? I think it's harder for the leader to get through lap traffic because the lap traffic's trying to stay on either the
We'll get a good night's sleep before tomorrow. I know that. I damn well better.
22 a ton of times. Cindric not able to get off the corner. That's a car lane. Here's another car lane. Here and there.
Mayer and Allgaier have run back up to Cindric. This lap traffic is getting rough. He's got Joe Graff and Ty Dillon in front of him, too wide now. And the 8 car and the 7 are screaming at him.
One car at a time. They're side by side. Don't push the
Yeah.
issue here.
Cindric is boxed in, and let's listen into the 8 radio.
Oh, the 8 car doors the 0 off the corner just a little bit.
A little bit of contact there by the 8.
And that's great coaching. Basically, the spotter telling the driver, hey, try
Ty Dillon's giving Austin Cindric a fit right now. Now I think he's going to let him go. He does.
carry momentum on corner exit.
So that's what,
Sam Mayer's using every inch of the racetrack coming up off the corner. He's about doored every car he's been next to for the last little bit.
off the corner to pass the lap traffic and set that pass up. If you drive into the corner underneath them, you have to lift off the throttle on corner exit on the bottom and give up a ton of time. And look, the 22's
If AJ Allmendinger finishes second, they will tie for regular season points, and I think the edge goes to Cindric on wins. That's the tiebreaker. So Cindric's pretty much got this thing under control unless there's a caution. 26 to go.
Pretty young, early on tires, though, Steve. You know, it seems like that top will work better as the tires get a little bit worn.
I can see that. Hamlin goes away. Car gets a little tighter. Move up to the middle.
Windows of frustration hit
25 to go.
The fact that Justin Allgaier has led the most laps in this race, 94. He's sitting there in third. Might not be enough laps to get back up there. How aggressive do you get at the end of this race?
I mean, he's probably trying everything he can to do what he needs to do.
More double wide lap traffic. The 8's got to run on him. The 8's got to run. Put the bumper to him. Got to his inside. Oh, and he hits the 22 in the quarter panel. Rubbed the lettering off the left rear of Cindric. The Cindric holds him off.
There was the contact there as well. No lettering on the right front.
Man, Bristol's fun.
Way up the racetrack. Now 1, 2, 3, nose to tail.
In clean air, the 22 seems to drive away.
And my NBC app just cut off. Perfect timing. Wow, really? That shit just cut off? No connection. Well, good thing I have cable. I guess I'm going to watch the last little bit of this race. Oh, never mind. It's back on.
Between these two, Allgaier starting to put a lot of pressure.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know how much behind I am, but I'm back.
On this racetrack, it becomes even harder to be physical. So
Hey, NBC app, can you not do that with 20 laps to go at Bristol? See, Cindric's opened up a gap now in clean air. But when they catch traffic, he just methodically picks his way through, but it presents an opportunity to the cars behind him. But Sam Mayer starts driving into that corner way too hard. Little nudge from Allgaier.
Get him out of position, and so right now Sam Mayer holding on to second. And while these two are fighting for second, Cindric pulling away.
Allgaier went to the top that time. Let's see what it'll do for him. Didn't work. Doesn't help him on the corner on the straightaway, though.
Yeah, you run that lap, so you got to think about how to get around and say, here's
Oh,
a chance
boy.
to cross over and get low.
He didn't like that move.
8 car is the biggest hindrance right now to Justin Allgaier.
I think the balance is going away for both these guys. They're finding it a hard time really kind of putting each other in a difficult or a compromising situation. Both cars kind of equaling out as tires wear. The 22's loving this as he's driving away over second 4/10.
Sam Mayer holding on to second. Allgaier third. Sam Mayer's best finish on a short track 12th. That was Richmond.
Allgaier just drifted off of 4.
Ninth his best overall finish.
14 to go this time.
And right now trying to hang on to second.
As we watch this battle for second, look up to the lead to see that 22 of Cindric and Junior. You and I, in the pre-race show, discussed who needed a win. You mentioned Allgaier. You thought this was a great track for him. He's here running a third. I mentioned Cindric. You know, it's hard to believe a guy that's won 5 times. I thought he needed momentum, but if he can come here, win at Bristol for the first time, this will clinch the regular season championship. If he can keep this same gap to Allmendinger back in 4th, I mean, this is a lot of momentum for the driver of the 22 if he can close out these last 13 laps.
Think about that. As I mentioned, the regular season champion, you get 15 playoff points. That's like 3 more races that he would win. So he potentially could get the 5 bonus points for winning this race, the 15 for winning the regular season.
11 to go.
4 races just by beating Allgaier in this race, or Allmendinger in this race.
There's going to be one more wave right here. The 22's had clear track, but now he's catching lap traffic, Junior.
Yeah, he's got another fucking shitstorm. Josh Williams, Brandon Brown.
One more shot here with 10 to go to make a run at the 22.
They look like they sorted it out.
The 22 is catching our lead lap cars. They're competitive.
10 to go.
They may not be the easiest ones to pass.
10 laps to go.
That would be the only hope for the 8. I think Cindric has got the pace in the car now to outrun both of the Chevrolets. I think the 8 and the 7 of Mayer and Allgaier have used their cars up racing each other.
Without a caution, I'd say this is a wrap.
More lap traffic for Cindric.
Brandon Brown racing on the outside is going to cost Cindric just a little bit of time right there. And it's so much pressure off of Austin Cindric because of the gap that he's created. That allows him to be more methodical and getting by these lap cars. Doesn't have to push the issue.
Josh Williams, he's pretty hard to pass, right, Dale Jr.?
He has been, for these guys when he's racing for position, but he may respect the leader here. Just have to see what happens when he gets to the inside. Looks like Josh is going to give him the room. Josh is going to let him go on through here.
Cindric's going to clutch it out.
Back on the outside.
He's not going to work too hard. Yeah, he ain't going to work too hard. Shows him a lot of respect there.
6 to go at Bristol. Just waiting for something stupid to happen.
But again, we mentioned it. He's got that gap. He'll be really smart about how he gets by these lap cars. And now those lap cars that he just passed are side by side.
5 to go.
Race goes on for second place with Mayer and Allgaier. The bigger issue for him is if the lap cars in front of him have trouble. You know, 2 cars get together and he's got to check up big time. That's his biggest issue. But this right here is really slowing these guys up.
They should have really made Cindric's odds to where I could win more money. Oh, the 7 just spun the 8. Caution. He spun the 8 and it took out Josh Williams, and we got a caution. Damn, Dale Jr., what do you think of that?
Allgaier got into the back of the 8. He goes around.
Oof.
And now a restart.
Really on the front stretch. You had mentioned he had chosen the top, but on from turn 4, he kind of changed his decision. He moved to the bottom. And Allgaier, at lap 50, I think he gives him the spot.
Oh, well. Damn, Allgaier just straight up dumped his ass. And then poor Josh Williams, ironically, the innocent victim of Junior Motorsports shenanigans. I just don't think anybody has anything for Cindric. Maybe Allgaier can on this little 2-lap run we're going to have. Maybe.
You see down here in 3 and 4, he's going to choose the top, thinking that the 92 car is the one that will prevail in this.
So that's a caution, but not Sheldon Creed last night in the truck race. Go fuck yourself, NASCAR. I could have won like $16 already this weekend. Cindric has no fucking luck, so I'm sure something dumb will happen here. And poor Josh Williams. I'd be pretty pissed off if I was Sam Mayer. Dale Jr. said I'd be pretty fucking upset.
Throw your helmet upset.
I know he's still in his car. I'd be upset if I was anybody spinning out with 2-3 laps to go in this race.
And we got a situation off of turn 2 there. The 8 car and the 92 got spun.
The only way he's got a chance to win is to get.
Let's listen in to Allgaier's radio communication.
He was in there, yeah, you were. You drove to the apron to get in there, Justin.
I love the communication back from the spotter. I understand what Justin's saying, and there's going to be some communication. And Mayer's going to.
Well, I'd have some communication with you on pit road after this race.
Now, we can't go back and relive it. Let's look forward.
Gray Galding in the 52 is 15th, guys. My hometown race team is 15th.
Move on. You're going to have a chance to win this race in an
Jimmy Means' car.
Just put that ahead of you.
Sam was running a good
Forest City, North Carolina, represent.
tough lessons you learned.
All right, guys, let's look forward also. The restart, what line do you choose? Look who's now in the picture. Allmendinger's right here with Cindric. They're racing for a regular season championship.
See in the bottom left. I'm sorry, Junior. That's 1 point. So I was going to point out for that championship.
Well, our guy has two choices here. Does he want to try to win the race, or does he want to try to get the best result? So I think if you're just going for result tonight, he's going to pick that outside line, because that's absolutely going to prevail.
Cindric has a 1-point lead on Allmendinger.
Like I think he will be.
But as long as he wins the race, he will win the regular season championship. How is Herbst 5th? That's a fucking mystery to me.
Potentially win, maybe lose a couple spots. That inside line's where you're going to go.
I tell you, when you pick that outside though, you have to trust the guy on the inside is not going to wreck you in turn 1. If the guy on the inside, we saw it in the truck race last night. If the guy on the inside gets a great restart and you expose the bottom of your car to the guy, hey man, it's Bristol. Anything can happen.
8 tires are better than 4.
Noah's pitting. I think Noah was the last car on the lead lap, or close to it.
We got all the terms. We got bump and run. We got, I mean, it's all been created.
Might as well pit.
You see the 9 come to pit road. You know, so Dale, the one thing is when we talk about situational awareness, the 7, when I look at the points for the regular season, there's really no reason not to gamble. And he's 3rd and basically locked into 3rd. He can't really move forward or backwards or, you know. So I think it's kind of win or nothing. The question for me would be more, how aggressive are you willing to be and carry that into the playoffs? You know, do you want to, move the 22 up going into the playoffs and think that could be looming? We see payback. I mean, the most famous probably Logano back years ago, but that eliminated really a couple drivers from the playoffs. What is Allgaier willing to do, and what's acceptable?
Saw no aggression on pit road.
Yeah, Herbst has been doing a good job of taking advantage of Michael Annett being on injured reserve, basically.
With the outside coming in, can he make it 3 wide on new tires and make something happen? I know he's going to try. I know he's going to be mashing the gas.
But just 2 laps, Jeff. I mean, can he do anything with 2 laps?
Well, I mean, we only have 1 shot.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's the point. I mean, can he win in 2 laps from there? Not unless there's an issue, but it's Bristol.
The other part, too, is he could, and we see the leaders choosing there, the 22 the outside line. Justin goes to the outside as well. That opens up the inside for Allmendinger and all those guys to do that.
Look at.
But Noah,
he went to he could have gone. Look at how far.
Cindric, Allmendinger, Hemrick, Allgaier.
wonder why he didn't do that.
They're gonna go single file again and re-choose.
We're gonna re-choose now.
Order wasn't set.
Oh, what? We gotta give Noah another chance to get lucky? Fuck off, NASCAR. What are you doing?
The mentality for the outside is where it had to be, right? But when everybody went to the top, it's like,
right here.
but let's try it again.
NASCAR's like, we're gonna let y'all do that again.
Very important here. What line? Who do you line up behind?
22 to the top, the 7th at the top.
Cindric, Allgaier.
Top, so AJ's like, all right,
AJ moves up to the front row.
Remember, those 2 lining up on the front row, they're running for the
Yeah,
race.
Cindric, Allmendinger, front row, racing for regular season points. Allgaier, second row, most aggressive driver tonight, and Hemrick just trying to fucking pull a miracle and save his worthless career. Oh, man. Prepare to shit yourself.
Allmendinger, Cindric for the race win, for the regular season championship. Hemrick never won in NASCAR.
Allmendinger, how bad do you want those bonus points?
He's seen a little aggression already in this race. What will he do on the restart here? Riley Herbst, Brandon Jones behind them in row 3. We are in overtime.
Overtime? Look at Cindric crowding Allmendinger. Cindric gets the great restart. Allgaier right with him. Allmendinger's got a good run off of 2. Ooh. I think he's just not going to have enough. Oh, Cindric overdrove the corner. Allmendinger overdrives the corner. 8 wheels are better than 4. 3 wide for the lead at the white flag. And Allgaier gets into the side of Cindric, and Allmendinger takes the lead. And they're oh my God, Herbst, Allgaier, they get together. AJ Allmendinger loses it off of 4. Look out! Look out! Allmendinger wins. Oh, and they crash hard. Oh, and they're still wrecking. That is the greatest finish in the history of Bristol Motor Speedway. That is the greatest finish in the history of Bristol Motor Speedway. And I wasn't there. God damn it. Holy fuck. That is the greatest finish in the history of Bristol.
Championship, and he was sideways when he went across the finish line.
Pretty sure he just got a concussion, but he won the race.
He realizes what he just accomplished. Usually when you get out of a car that tore up your van. You wrecked me.
Dylan, we just missed the greatest finish in the history of Bristol Motor Speedway.
And to the top of the car he goes.
What a finish. And on top of that, how about probably the three favorites for this championship? Probably
I'm not kidding, Dylan. It was the greatest finish in the history of this race.
with each other. That was a prize fight. Those last few laps.
There was a half mile to go. At the top
Tell me that's not the greatest goddamn finish in Bristol history. Allmendinger won. And he's got to go to the infield care center before he can celebrate. His car's totaled. He's got to go to the infield care center, but he won the race. Race win diecast, buddy.
How about that? Let's take another look.
Great restart right there by Cindric. Algar did a good job as well. Allmendinger on the bottom making it work.
Still pretty clean right here. AJ dives down into 3, gasses it up right into the door of the 22. This opens up a chance for Justin down on the bottom. Justin commits to the entry up the track, gets loose. Think me, the 16's got it 1. Misses the corner. Off of 4, the 22 just gasses it into the left rear. Look at this. Cars come piling in.
That's insane. That's insane. I could have went to this race and I didn't go.
Austin Cindric, I'm sure feels like
AJ Allmendinger has won the regular season championship with that move.
last lap off third four. He's like,
Tell me that's not the greatest thing you've ever fucking seen in your life. I went in there just now, made my grandpa change the channel because he had to see this. He just had to see it. I had to go show it to him.
Smoked off the 7.
That was the vantage point of third. Riley Herbst, that's what he saw. This picture
Oh, man.
might go up on Allmendinger's wall as he wins at Bristol
And wins the regular season points. Takes out Justin Haley with him there.
as long as I've watched racing, it's amazing.
One more lap and Herbst definitely would have won. Oh my God. What was that? Mayor and Allgaier are chatting. Seems cordial.
Night racing right there. Algar right here is like, look, I got into you, man. It's all right. I got more people to be mad at.
More people to go talk to. But I'll give Allgaier credit, though, with everything that just happened. He went down to the 8th and saw his young teammate and said, hey, I'm going to show you how this is supposed to be. When you're on the giving end of a mistake, you go find the guy and you apologize, you own it, or whatever discussion they just had. And, you know, it's more than just teaching them how to drive. You can be a great teammate, show those young drivers.
While we're waiting for AJ to get out of the infield care center, we're going to go to Marty with Cindric.
I'm guessing Austin Cindric wants to see a replay on this one.
This ought to be good.
The battle for the win, which also turned out to be the battle for the regular season championship.
That wasn't a question. I thought we had a really great battle all season long up to this point.
And I still can't win a race bet.
Colling and AJ. Those guys didn't want us to win really bad. And I hate that it completely destroyed our Menards Richmond Ford Mustang. That's all I got, man.
Why is my app freezing?
Here's a replay, Austin. Oh, man, I know what happened. I got thrown out.
Without exaggeration,
I feel like maybe
I
I
just
should get off the
watched the
bottom.
greatest race in the history of Bristol Motor
Seven
Speedway.
just got loose there.
And I wasn't
I'll give
fucking
that
at it, and I should have been.
And then AJ obviously just drove straight through us. So you'll have that green light trigger racing, but man, what a hell of a race. I tried, but man, it's a big bummer. Sorry to everybody else that got involved in that wreck as well. That was really unfortunate.
Boy, this is a tough one to take, I'm sure, Austin, after battling all year long. Isn't it crazy? It comes down to one lap like
Yeah, why the booze? I don't know what that was about.
There's people in the grandstands. I mean, they want to see that battle. I mean, as much as I hate it, it's not them. So I just got booed and just got cheered. I don't know what's going on, but welcome to Bristol.
It's a lot of the night, by the way, Austin.
This track has taught me so much.
Cindric has such a good attitude.
3 times in qualifying. Barely made the show. Came back, led laps the next time. Went a lap down my first Xfinity race here. Got the pole. Should have won the race last year. Ran out of power steering, and then tonight got wrecked by just about everybody, every circumstance. So it happens. It's racing. Move on. Playoff time.
I agree with
Cindric has the best attitude.
Fans loved seeing the end of that race, but that's a tough one for Austin Cindric to take, who did everything he needed to do to win the race.
That just sums up Cindric's season right there. Like, ever since the summer hit, it's like he just can't catch a break.
Where a driver went from being booed to cheered in the same interview. But he opened up the secret, man. When you lose the fans, you just mention the fans. And they were like,
He handled that really well.
What was the reaction? Like, when he got booed, he quit talking. He's like, what are they doing? What is going on? And then he gave us some satisfaction. He's like, hey, now I'm cool.
His worst nightmare. Then he won them back.
I can't get over this. As much as I wish I'd been there, I'm glad I was streaming it with you guys. But I should have been there. God, what a race.
It's their life. Everything they do in their life is about those moments, right? This is what you live for as a race car driver. Be in that position.
Allmendinger won the regular season points by 10. I don't know what to say. That was fucking nuts.
What this really means is this is what we are looking forward to right here. Cindric and Allmendinger.
And Cindric and Allmendinger are tied for playoff points entering the playoffs.
2000, you add the playoff points. Justin Allgaier, you see 2020. Greg.
That was the greatest finish in the history of Bristol Motor Speedway.
Will get the nod as far as the #1 seed.
Without exaggeration, name me a better one. Name me a better one. Austin Cindric is a complete all-around race car driver. There's not a single weakness in his game. He can win any track, anywhere, anytime, except Darlington, apparently. But he's got everywhere else pretty much covered. And he's got the right attitude, which is refreshing from a guy who came up in the way he came up, you know. Money, money, money. Uncle, or Daddy Cindric, president of Team Penske, or whatever the fuck. As we're going to lose, would have said, oh, man, what a battle. If I was Allmendinger, I'd hit him with that shit. Oh, man, what a battle. A victory lane interview out in front of the infield care center.
How about those fans sticking around to see what you did here tonight? Regular season champion and race winner, AJ Allmendinger.
I mean, that was crazy at the end, you know. We had about a 4th place car. My team did a great job. We just kept trying to work on it in there. You know, you got a chance on the bottom and got in there, and I slid into Austin trying to throttle up and stay on the bottom. And, you know, then into one, Allgaier had a run, and there was contact there, so went down the last corner. I expected to get run into. You know, it happened in the previous corner. It's frustrating to get hit that hard coming to the checker, but we're battling for the win. It's Bristol, baby. This is what it's all about. You know, I haven't had a lot of chances to ever in my life win at Bristol, so you know what? You get a chance to go do it, you got to do it. And if I don't take that chance, I don't belong in the race car because you know, my team deserves to win. So proud to have Barger Precast on the car for their 2nd race, home race for them. So it's cool to get another new sponsor in victory lane, and you know, not the way you want to finish a race like that, destroying a lot of race cars, but I love you guys. It's Bristol, baby. This is a dream come true for this year. Thank you so much.
This deadly motherfucker started winning on ovals, man.
This is what makes the sport badass. Thank you. AJ, look at this replay. Walk us through it.
His last 2 laps. Never in my life.
You didn't say this, but you didn't act like you had a car that could win. Off the 2 here. And then what do you see here? Opening.
Yeah, Cindric slid up the track, and Allmendinger used every inch of it. Tried to get back in the gas way too soon, but what else are you going to do? And then Allgaier opens the door for him, and then the gates of heaven open in front of Riley Herbst, and he gets hit. And then Allmendinger just loses it a little bit. He tries to hit the gas. And then Cindric got into him, and all hell broke loose. Well, that put Dale and Terry to shame right there. Damn, what a race.
All I can say, it's Bristol. That's all it's about. Like, I wanted to win at Bristol. We're going to have contact, you know.
He sold his soul to win this race.
Austin Cindric's a hell of a race car driver. Team Penske, it's fun battling them. Don't want to come down like that for the regular season, but it's the way it's going to be, and I expect it to happen hopefully in Phoenix as well.
But I think you sent a message to your team and everybody else about how hard you're willing to
This is a really long interview.
You know, I'm almost 40 years old, Dave. I mean, I was semi-retired. I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing, and full-time, Matt Colley, Chris Rice, all the men and women at Colley Racing. I didn't expect this, so why not go for everything you got? You never know how long you got left, so I'm going to run every lap like it's my last one, because it might be, and that's what it's all about. That's the way it should be.
What do you think, race fans? AJ Allmendinger gave it to you tonight.
And he's humble too, because I could see it in his eyes. He's upset that he wrecked his car and Justin Haley's car and tore up a bunch of others. Like, you could see it in his eyes. That was something else. That was something else, guys. Stunned. Yeah. I'll see you Sunday, Michael, I hope. Because we will be streaming football on Sunday. Hate that I won't be able to stream for you tomorrow, but I got to do what I got to do. Got to go live my life. Got to go to Bristol. Wish I'd have went there tonight, but I was glad to be able to stream this with you and everybody else. Cindric definitely comes for money, but he's got the right attitude. The dude's humble. I used to really not like that guy, but I've completely... Cindric's one of my favorite drivers now. He's an animal, too. Hey, I mean, you could say what you want about how Allmendinger and Allgaier drove, but you see that move Cindric pulled off of 4 on the last lap? He did the same damn thing, so... Everybody was throwing it all at the wall there. Literally throwing it at the wall.
How difficult will AJ have it going forward in the playoffs after what we just saw here?
But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I got some friends waiting for me. Go play Red Dead Redemption 2, so... I'll see you guys Sunday at Bristol. I might take a video of me and Dylan reacting to driver intros and all that shit. I did that at Charlotte, but it didn't come out good, so I never uploaded it. I still have it, though. But, yeah. I'll see you guys Sunday around 1 o'clock for football, whatever game I decide.